Sika educate, yeah, what Facebook, YouTube, and Insta. Sika educate, yeah, Cassava, Abum, our real impunto. Sika educate, or don't come up, run, yeah, who are true. Sika educate, Unyani, baby, Sika educate. Ain't like you page, you know, I am vibe. But more than YouTube, subscribe it. Sika educate is the name. All our man source and the camp. Inspiration, motivation. Modern education. For Canada, when it's here, or don't come or Ekusika deba. For Canada, Bema Jai, or don't come or Ekusika deba. Sika educate, yeah, what Facebook, YouTube, and Insta. Sika educate, yeah, Cassava, Abum, our real impunto. Sika educate, or don't come up, run, yeah, who are true. Sika educate.
Hello. Abusiafo Obia, what is saying? Happy Sunday. As I said, I video almost an hour and 45 minutes ago, but things happen. Moving situation. My guest speaker, no, unfortunately, and we couldn't get together. And then I also got pulled into something else. And before we start the week, I know it's a lot later than usual, but it is what it is. This is when I can talk into platform. So those of you who have been watching this page for as long as it's been in existence and have still not followed the page or subscribed to it, please, Miss Remo, Minkba Bufai, Madakukunami, Miss Remo, Mumuame, Silte play, please. Mumuame na, Yenya Bibian, Enshada, Enkoyi, Emayena. And the more you share, the more you follow, the more you participate in what we're talking about, the more we help other people. And do the same thing on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please, guys. I am counting on your unwavering support in this quest. So today is just really, I don't really have a topic that I want to talk about, but I just want to draw our attention to certain things that have been happening and see what valuable lessons that we can all learn from what has been happening over the week. Into me no weakness started, Now there was this whole thing about racism that was brought to the fore with a friend saying, Ohima Lizinana and then racism that came and went. And then we went into women empowerment and International Women's Day and all of that. Adianchi. And then all these things about abusive domestic relationships. And maybe this week, a African Ghanaian community, those things also came to the fore. And I think of the whole three issues, the latter was the one that really struck me hard, hit me hard again, because it's just been 6 short months ago when we were in this very space talking about these issues, because this year Tommy and when we talked about these things, there was a lot of outrage and a lot of people were upset and people said all kinds of things. And there was some kind of a Me Too thing going on, because that issue then kind of brought people's attention to what was happening and also enabled women to finally find a voice. And it was just a really big thing. It went on for weeks on end, and then it kind of died down and we all stopped talking about it and started moving on with our lives. Why am I talking so much? Why am I going into this thing so much? Earlier on in the day, I was in another platform where I was talking about, when we want to tackle an issue, we have to yes, look at the surface issues, but we also need to dig deep to the root causes of certain issues. And one of the things that has become very poignant and something that has become very clear to me as an African woman is that we women haven't really figured out who it is that we are. Oh, Sister Aisha, how are you, sweetheart? I hope you're doing well. Women empowerment. There's so many of us on this social media space talking about women empowerment women empowerment It's almost as if some of my sisters that are listening to me have put corkscrews into your ears, but no change seems to have been effected. And to me, it looks as if the lack of knowing who you are in the very first place is what then leads on to some of these issues that we are seeing. What do I mean by that? Oh, Sister Gina, God bless you for being here, sweetheart. I love you. How are you? What am I talking about? I know, sir, to some of you, to be as if I'm just repeating myself, but sometimes it looks as if we are software now, Kenya, Missem. That's a one can't many panel rana sumuya, ya no one said that papa. And this is something that I'm very passionate about. This is something that women are going through self-inflicted pain. It makes me angry, but then it also makes me feel sad. And this is why I'm here this afternoon, wanting to talk about this very issue. It's very lovely and sunny here. I'm super excited the weather is changed because I thrive the most when it's sunny. Snow no dia mempekra. Area started, but it's reflective in the way I'm feeling. I'm glad that you're doing fine, Gina. I am good too. So what am I talking about? Missy, Sister Gina, Sister Aisha, any one of you guys that are watching me, how do you define yourself? Who are you? And for me, some of the things that I define myself as, and they say, me canon all the time, say, me ekuyesika. I am a product. I have a manufacturer. He made me in his image and in his likeness. The Bible says that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And to me personally, I believe even if they clone me and create somebody else that looks physically like me, that person is never ever going to be the same as me. Why? Because I was fearfully and wonderfully made, uniquely crafted. And Sister Gina, there is never ever going to be another Auntie Gina. There is never ever going to be Sister Aisha Ankara. There's never going to be another one. They can clone her all they want. The person can have the same mannerisms as Sister Aisha and also Sister Gina, but they are never going to be the same. Because each individual, human being, you have to have a definition. And then I make no pay say, Kuru would be susu. Eno nipa no a woba wabrabo mu so wobeye wo ho kani wono woba ba besusu, because that is what you're measuring yourself with. What do you expect him to measure you with? So how do you value yourself? Wo wankasa no hu se wo ye hwan. Yeah man bebre no, we don't have our own definition. A man bebre no, Africa ma bebre, Ghana for ma bebre no, we don't have a definition as women. We are defined by our husbands, the boyfriend you have, the things that you own, the number of kids that you have, the fact that you're a mom or otherwise. Those are some of the things they define you as who you are. But to me, that is a very low way of describing yourself, because who person would say nyankopon wa owosoro esoro ho wa wo bo wo ba asase so no eniama mienu pe no timi de ma wo se beyo. Toto na sebi mpedias and hewa hewa is for two things: give birth to children and pleasure husband or boyfriend. Finish. Nyame a wadi nimdie edi ama wadwene. Look, put a boy and a girl side by side. What is the difference? To me, physically, no. The only difference between Bema and Yoba and is say Bema sabim Freddy asame manushe sunyem. Bema wakotie oba wache. Finish. That is the only difference. We both have hearts. We both have, a friend is saying, lungs. We both have kidneys. We both have liver. We have brains. We have a mind. You will need you want 10 fingers with their 2 hands and 2 arms. We have 2 legs. And there is no real big difference between yemi and and what her Bible spiritus when you go to the Bible and you read the book of Genesis, the Bible says that and Adam was alone. And so God thought it right that he had to create a helpmate, somebody to be a companion to Adam. And until Eve. When Yankopon say Adam have dominion over Eve, I haven't seen that in my Bible. I've been reading that Bible for 40 years. I haven't seen it in there. Say when Yankopon say Adam dio Eddie Eve and the two of them are companions. That is how when Yankopon wosusu kruwa wadisusu ema as co-equals to. Yes, men have breasts too. Sister, who bema wenya for down. Enya nipples nina. And some of them a friend is saying duct and to me and expanding yakes, but there is something there. A honya flat, a honya clear. There are nipples, ewo bema so neho. Me whom mema or more no magro no for. Some of our chiefs in Ghana, they have boobs. Oh, I have for never. Sister Aisha says, Psalm 139 and verse 14. I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. So he fearfully and wonderfully made you as Oba. And when he created everything, he said that it was good. He was pleased with what he had made. It is a nyamia bolsen so image and likeness and set you apart and calls you good. That is the difference between wo and moi, because you have a brain to be able to use to think. Nasa ubasa so, and you diminish yourself into something else that a fellow product can then pick up and use as a punching bag and as a box around and throw around to say football. Not just a nyankopon kra wan shut down for boni nidie bi amfa menyame. And that is the point that I'm trying to make to some of us this afternoon. Me see kruwa ben and a wo udi susu. How do you see yourself? What regard and respect do you give yourself? What pedestal have you placed yourself at? Yeah, master will be a me found no betri to send your pebia and get away with it. You know, because when you have put yourself in a specific place of purpose, place of significance, and I use myself as an example a lot because I'm the first child of my parents. They have 4 daughters and I'm the first one of them. And for many years, and there are reasons for that. But the main point that I'm trying to make here is that for all those years, if Papa and my mommy made a point to let me know, say, me sumbo edema wo mumienu. Number 1. Number 2, me mommy who say, hey, Araba, what men can do, you can do 10 times better. And to do that. Number 3, have a voice, have an opinion. Don't just sit there in the room and just take what everybody dishes out to you. accept who you are, whether it's different from what everybody else says. Be you and speak out and have a voice. Sa and in Yankupon, so that was the upbringing and the training that I had. Now, one of the things that I want to make, points that I want to make here, and say, it is enkola and a bayan penning for. So the kinds of adult women that we are seeing today, if we are not happy with those kinds of women, then to me, some of the blame has to go to parents now. If you now answer no penning for. I know some people are not going to like what I'm saying. I know that some people are going to take this to mean that I'm attacking parents. I'm not, but I'm just stating the fact that if we're having a lot of women with low self-esteem, a lot of women who don't see themselves for who they truly and really are, biblically and otherwise, then we have to dig deeper. We should just stop just, and how can she do this? And how can a woman allow herself to be treated like that? Let's just dig deeper and go down to basics, because a children and a teenager, a adult. So in that process, something must have gone wrong, which is why we have what we have today, in my opinion. Because I've observed over a long period of time, these things keep happening. Every 3 months, 6 months, and we all lament and we're so upset and we all talk. And then once the person we stop talking about this thing. But the truth of the matter is that it takes parents, responsible parents, to bring up children that become responsible adults. It is the truth of the matter. Sister Aisha, I just love you, my darling. I love you so much. I can't wait to come to England and meet you, my love. Sister Gina, very true. Our parents decide and taught us growing up. Absolutely. Sister Hikma say, truth sometimes hurts. It's the fact. I'm not here to attack anybody. I'm not here to say as a parent. But if we can learn from the mistakes of old, we don't repeat those mistakes again, and we have a better life going forward. Because I watch it too much. It is sad to see women's lives being cut short when they're in their prime, when they're supposed to live and survive and thrive and contribute successfully into economy and the socioeconomic and away you krum Ghana, away you krum baby, you've chosen to make home. So I mean, when I say this about parents, what do I mean? And I may kind of say, me bakan. I will miss in me me maame ne me papa mo won ema nan bema bia nka ho nua bema no he was never born. He died stillborn. Okay, and so I have 3 sisters, younger sisters. There's 4 girls in the house. Me maame beka ho ayinum. And you can imagine the kind of home that my dad had to live in. And we were brought up as respectful women, but confident women, and yet arrogance, and yet I don't even know what word to use, but just confident women who knew and who know up till today who we are. And get away with it is what I'm saying. There will never ever be any of my siblings that is going to take beating from a guy. Never. Abuse. Not going to happen. And the reason for this is that you've been accepted. You've been showered with love. You've been made to feel like you're the best thing that happened to that family as an individual. So much so that one kasano from a tender age, the donor you don't need anybody to affirm to you who you are as an individual. It makes a difference. We live in a country where women are made to feel as if Jumani was said, yeah, you do basasi so beyan say, oba de o bra o de niko school class ama na ye din enya ware ya no be ware o ware anu awo nu akoye obire o de niko school awo how. That is still the mindset of a lot of people. I hear this even here from Ghanaian community here. I hear a lot of people say that. That means Adrena Kasane Shadan into school now or they will class or ban crime he doesn't really take the time and the trouble to make sure that you are tooled with skill set out here to be a productive citizen or cronin because you know for me and to your toto was here no one you see. And sadly, a lot of women have taken that. Sadly, and you've accepted that is how it is. And wama obi edisa kruwan wadi susuwo. But what I'm saying is that if right from a tender age, parents have made you see your worth and your value as a human being, you don't need any guy 20, 30 years down the line to affirm to you who you are. You don't need that. And that is the point that I'm trying to make. Sister Veronica and Sister Nana, I welcome you guys to the show. I am so excited to see you. And thank you so much for all your valuable comments. Keep them rolling in. Ladies, I am Sempa na me catch. And so specifically me, from a tender age, my best friend was my dad. Back to the nonsense degree. I'm not even gonna, make apologies for that or hide anything. No, right from a very young age, I, me papa relationship, it's just out of this world. It mean here will be, here there may be to come and tell me my worth and I will hear me fair say. I was brought up to understand that I'm beautiful just the way I am. So I don't need a guy to affirm that to me. But parents make the girls feel say, we are bow so fast one say and no for beba wenim ubeya bra we are bravia be maybe beba bem kukuru not the work of konifie o kwa esesa aware no esesa o custom. Marriage is not slavery aware and yes slavery yes an nyankopon hihye ne say me see the two joint partnership is not slavery. No one of those partners, more relationship, are supposed to be slaves. Our relationship. And so I'm going to say things that are going to come across to some of you in the bad way. So I'm just going to put that out before I say what I want to say so that you guys know where I am coming from. It's that is how we grew up. Each one of us had our independence and confidence, knowing, say, yasum boma yawufo. Until we won't me meye nyankama dibia because we already know who we are. That is what. Number two. Adia tosum ye no so I observe ye growing up and they say, we were taught to be respectful to our parents, to elders, and to everything. Yes, please, sorry, and all of that. We were taught those values. But my parents also didn't want us to be the women who just shut up, who could whether you agree with it or not, now don't say someone, no accepting it, whether it's a penimu or a kora, you just take it like that. We were not raised like that. We were taught to have an opinion. And when you're expressing that opinion, you express the opinion with confidence, but equally with respect. And that is where a lot of people and that grew up in Ghana no get it wrong. In Ghana, no ye say mami anase o papa anase penimu bia kan asemu is final. But penimu kan kwasi asemu, how can that be final? You, even as a child, when you think about some of the things that your elderly parents and relatives say, say kwasi asemu. What we allow is what will continue. Women need a wake-up call. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me give you an example. So I finished JSS when I was about 11. 14 years into 15 years. Now me read JSS. JSS, no more move called JSS system, no more would know, say, SSC a choosy schools, what they be called, what they be SSS high school, A lot of people had their parents deciding where they go to school. Ubeko, a friend is saying, Opokuware, and answer Ubeko St. Louis. I want you to go here. In our household, it was a completely different conversation. My parents will sit you down and ask you where you want to go and why. Then they also said where they think you should go and why. And then there was that dialogue until there was some kind of a compromise. Me choose St. Roses Semeko. I knew that I had challenges and all of that, but I didn't want that to define me. I wanted to be as far away from my parents as possible so that I can learn independence and be by myself at that age. And into St. Roses na me choose here. And I did get the grades to go to St. Roses. And I started St. Roses. But now, maybe 5-6 weeks. But at the end, na ya kwensidia na me try say enu nti me pese me free fie na me kono. That thing did not allow me to be able to stay in St. Louis Roses and ended up coming back home. Ebeko St. Louis. I had health challenges which prevented me from wanting to do what I did. Why am I saying all of this? Because me mama de no wasi chinchina china min ko St. Louis. I mean, she can keep an eye on me. But me being the akola, me pese me ye me ankasa me pese me ye. I said no. I wanted to go to St. Roses. That's what I want to do, and that is it. And okay, they didn't have any justification for saying no, quite apart from my health. But when I went there, now me fa challenges with my health and healthcare near my available akwetia hono. The decision was jointly and unanimously made. Said no, Shika, you just need to come back. Until I came back. So, these are some of the things I'm saying. Say, as children, we were brought up to have a voice. You express an opinion, but you express that opinion respectfully. I have 2 sisters who went to Wesley Girls. I have one that went to Holy Child. It's a difference. We all went to different schools that we wanted to go to. And that is the point that I'm trying to make here. Another thing too that was very poignant for me to realize is that growing up, not my classmates, they couldn't approach their fathers. Like if they wanted something, they have to channel it through their mom, and then their mom has to go make a case for them with their dad, and then their dad gives their mom the money, and then it was just some long, convoluted thing that I did not understand. But there were homes where there was a hierarchy, and the children speak to their mom, then the mom goes to the. It just did not make sense to me because if there was anything wrong with me, I had the confidence to speak to either one of my parents about what was going on. No matter what it is. Imagine something your bow. Minyame period, I could tell my dad that this is what has happened or this is what is happening without feeling anything. One also saw a man until he came to have to understand what was going on. Sanitary towels in boxes. He used to buy them. Sister Hakim saying, my dad taught me that everyone deserves to receive respect and to give back to respect, no matter your age. He would make our mom apologize to us when she was wrong, and he had no difficulty saying sorry to anybody he wronged. I love him dearly. I love your dad already just by hearing that, because that's not the norm. Sister Aisha also say, making decisions for our kids does not allow them to be empowered or prepare them for adulthood. Absolutely. The power of a small choice can go such a long way. Sister Aisha, dear me say, I mean, it's like, I can't even have said it any better. I couldn't have chosen better words to describe what she's saying. So mature, so succinct, and to the point. What am I saying, sister? I'm just trying to compare my lifestyle growing up to some of the things that we see out here happen and why, Sister Jordan, I miss you, love. Or say, bam, 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 my knowledgeable and beautiful sister Aisha. Increase the volume. Why? Because many women go into their marriages out of desperation and financial support due to their inability to acquire anything for Sister Jordan. We have to touch this point. My main farm to her. So this point has got to be addressed more. Abusia, what am I saying here? It takes parents bringing their children up properly to have the kinds of adult women and men I so. It is a domestic violence ni ye tiadia. And yen for no so what is the responsibility? How are we contributing to some of the things that we are seeing? Because it takes a small child to become a responsible adult. Who is supposed to raise these children? It is us parents. Etinyami hu ya ne se we akwala wontimi nka nkyerɛ wo si ne woni se na ɛyɛ me ana me hia de aso mesi na fe na ade kɔfa o maame so na o maame de akɔ. I mean, what is that? What is that? Until we were taught to have a voice and to express that voice and opinion without feeling, hey, what is my dad going to say? Because you're respectful about what you're saying, but you're making your point and your voice was heard. Me papa take a decision be a mommy, me mommy take a decision be a mommy without asking me myself what I think about ourselves. And when you're told like that, say she doesn't live forever. O papa say he doesn't live forever either. It is you can still stand on your own 2 feet. And no sister Aisha they can stand on your own 2 feet, whether you're a boy or a girl, and be able to be a productive, responsible adult and will contribute positively to society. It's your started free parenting. When we're shouting and we're screaming about abuse or domestic violence, they come from a home. Both the victim and the abuser, they are obiba. These 2 guys who have killed their wives this week, they are all somebody's. So which home did these people come from? So who were their parents? What did they teach them? It's what I'm saying. Another thing that really pisses me off and really annoys me, excuse me, parents, is that some parents have boy children and girl children. At the end of the day, treatment no awomodema a man and man, not difference akobem. No batch and baba say, would dear, ubekwa warrior dachi, ubekwa kosum, it is a so aduane no a esansa we your ba bear dear, hey, don't come to the kitchen, and nakwana football. In 2021, this nonsense is still going on. What is the difference between your boy child and your girl child? I'm asking you. That is a one kasano mindset, is wrong. They are all supposed to be grown up adults that are responsible. The roles and responsibilities might be different, but they're still human beings of equals. And we still live in a time when a lot of boys don't go to the kitchen. When him jene kure one hohron chancy mu odidi a na de ni plate abeto ho yesini nua ba keto ana penimu kra and then twitwi be ma chancy mu. That is just dysfunctional. So if you're a parent and you're doing this, abuse you haven't looked at yourself in the mirror clearly. Because you're one of the people that is enabling this dysfunctional behavior to continue to happen in your society. I'm 40 years old. My dad is almost about to hit his 70s. Minsi me papa supported that. I've said this before. I said it in the group. Minsi me papa ne socks minsi bida. Ne singlet minsi bida. Me ma me kra wa ye ni yire kra wen si da pem se me am ye ne ba. Why? Why was that? Because my dad was brought up in a home where a man and women were there, but they all did everything. They all did everything. Me papa si nneɛma, ne nuabaa si nneɛma, me papa de mmɔre ne ti di ne maame akyi kɔtɔn yɛ, ne nuabaa nso yɛ bi saa. Me papa so kerosene kɔtɔn yɛ, de betua ne school fees, ne nuabaa nso yɛ bi saa. And so because of that, my dad was very independent as a growing up lad. Joined the army and asem ne say ye cry. The home training plus military discipline. You can't begin to imagine the kind of dad I have. Missy Wohui, Bibi a washe biya kosi ne nasi. Aye underwear is white. Everything is white. Edientra. Wonu abesina de. Wonu adi bleach begusu. Wobesina de ahata. Now you need washing machine. We didn't grow up in any kind of exceptional home that sika bebre wo ho. Me papa ne me mama no mo ye teacher for. Me mama no chira de o St. Louis. Me papa no a university lecturer. Enye se ne ye sikafo bi. No, I'm talking about your box standard average home. Yes, ewo Ghana ho. Asema Americans nya abrochire semo. No bia be kase en we de etetiw abrofo style. No. These are Ghanaian parents. My mommy is half Togolese, half Ghanaian. My dad is Ghanaian. Number 9, yes. Me young full blown. And I mean, kasa me a 3/4 Sanguna and a quarter Togolese because not as a me a quarter caste. But whatever it is, one of them trying to say is that me papa and me mommy, they each were brought up as responsible adults. And they raise kids that are responsible adults, boys, girls, whatever. If you are a titi mumu, no creme mommy did maybe 70 to 80% of the cooking growing up because my dad was away a lot. Now so me mommy kwa adwuma ba no ndu no ose wa bre because me mommy went from adechire into banking. Bank adwuma nso de abrewe sori anopa no nso no wadwuma mu ebi wo ho anondu kra no mai na nya nondu no nso so na mesi betwen ama na yiri afri adwuma ba nondu no fe no obeka ka banku abeka fufu ayefro ya no amu no wo beba no yen ya sort ye ho out dada ye jane bi nso di udie na besin koda. That is the home in which I was raised. And you know, people make this thing look as if na ya brochire bi na na tie na subai. No, Ghana, Kumasi, asem na making. And so the point that I'm trying to make here is that it's down to the individual. What kind of upbringing did you have? What home did you grow up in? And what values have you been given? I don't see guys as any different from me. Apart from there is no difference between me and my counterparts or my member. No difference. That is how I was raised. And to the question I'm person Bisani say, what values do you place on yourself as an individual, whether you're male or female? Missy crew abena with these susu. And then you'll be these susu. Wo, Sister Jodo, Sister Veronica, Sister Aisha, Missy crew aben. And a one kasam with these susu. What pedestal have you put yourself on? Because that is how a nipanu awoba life. That is how the person is going to treat you back. If you value yourself, if you have a voice, if you know who you are, and you accept who you are, Sister Adjoa does say, my treatment is the same. Hey, you are shaking trees and 100% true talk. Very well spoken. Sister Adjoa, the foolishness, enablement, double standards, lies, abuse, manipulation, dishonesty are overwhelming. It's just too much. Abusiye. Mesi, yesi ene na watchi mu yeku mamienu Enna is so bad. How can she do that? Why didn't she leave? People have said all manner of things, but let us dig deeper to the root cause of Sanya maybe. That is what we're doing this afternoon. May say the things that are causing these things to happen starts from akolano ne mofrase no ebusua tete no enna ne eja wo mu wusa nkola we mu a wo mu tete wo mu no values a wodi ahye oba ne mu no is what is creating some of these things and allowing them to happen. And it is not just about profession and education, and it's because you have educated parents and whatever. My grandparents, apart from me papa, me papa mami an si school dem da because yesi wo your ba wo besun sa abre no so enti no wanko school. But abrewa ni so hunu ne se ne mama ma ye nsia, ne mama ye mienu. Wo ka se mama mienu no na eba be ye se adwuma nyina ain't gonna happen. Enti mane mema ni nyina ye bibia bi wo mu si omo antade si ne de ka ho wo mu de ne ko market ko di dwa be koton ade eso ade koton, you know. And so that those values were instilled in both men and women right from the tender age. Me mama so story different. Wono de ni wuja ni ewuja ntem. Me mama ni wuye no enya mfie du 10 years. Imagine a 10-year-old girl without a mother. Na enuanom nketwa miensa kra di n'echi baako no ye 9 months, 4 years, 6 years, 10 years. And womuni eja wom ho. They were raised by their father single-handedly for years. But this guy made a conscious effort to instill values into mama. Say, Montana ho mama bia me famu fofole bia. No. Who are you as an individual? Me si kruwa we di besusu ho no. Eno na ye di besusu wo. Buan kasa no ebuo ni die ben na wo ma ho. Miti we me sumbu ma me ankasa me ho. Number 1. My dad loves me so much. My mom, oh my God. Enunti no nipa no a wo bas wo pe me mekua no. He has to see the pedestal. Me ankasa me de me ho asiso. Nyama wofo e de mesiso. Ansa na wo ankasa no wo beba awaba. And these are some of the things I can. And you're trying to be so arrogant and you're trying to belittle other people. I am not belittling anybody. I am just getting to the root cause of the sorts of things that we are seeing. And I'm saying, say, oh, baba no, baba man. No one many panel who say was sumbo at the mawu or no one kasane hunin a busia or kwa wari boni mua. It is because the pan only values biamo on one. Kruwa no this or dear susuni hun ideal mukunton throw I a desanetia or from Coladi ye a friend is saying. Koladi bonkro ewo Ghana sa kruwa na obaba anasa obaba man wodi susu ne ho na se kruwa ne ye de sika kokko na aye kruwa ne ye crystallized kruwa ne ye diamond whatever you want to call it no enipa no anka se wo ba no wo bedwen ho mpire nu se sister me de mensa koka obi ba medamu sister se ni osi hu ne hu se ni osi bu ne hu. Can I gel with this kind of a human being? Or is this woman too open-minded for me? Oh, it is a woman who crew a papa be a would dear susu who ni pane bawa brabu our bed drinning home premier and son or beba. So that is the second thing. And we need to start to raise boys that start to value women more. Because that is something that is lacking where your community, your Ghanaian community, your African community. The boy child needs to begin to understand, say, well, buy an essential buaf, one yan essential kaya. One ya consume, one ya slave. And that is something that is missing from our culture. Yes, a lot of progress has been made from Inana Breso to this time. But in Kwasiasembe Bregusua Ekosu. In 2021, there are still women who are going through female genital mutilation. What kind of nonsense is that one? na ye tutokro na de oba na hyem na ade no a ade no ehye ho a ebema wo nso so daache bi wokwa aware mu a wobetimi anya atenka no na ye afiri ho se oba de esese wodi no is for procreation. You're not supposed to enjoy this. That is bollocks. That is bullshit. I'm sorry, but it is. And the worst part of the whole thing is Emma, women. And because you're the a generation, a tradition. So the tradition must continue. Some of our traditions are outmoded. It is absolute bollocks, and it does not make any iota of sense. Just Branana, it's saying. I hope so. Who watch your papa? It's been ages. I hope you're doing well. Minya Bema. It's bollocks. It really is. A young kwasiasem sasem we nyansa be ni wo. Adenti na ene mema no nso so no. Omo nso du mpanin fie so a yentu sa tokuro no ane enfom nso nhyem ne enka se eyi no kotie na no ba bi a ye fia na eya na ma bi peso omo didi agro ne ho nso ebe ye omo dedodo nti yentwa ho nso mfiri ho. Why don't they do that? Why don't they do that? There's a lot of things that just don't make sense. They don't make any sense. Or bad dear, when Uyonko ma dear and trying to become responsible, doing big things, professionals, what's the kitchen? Oh, brother, Didia, whether he's younger than you or older than you, Didia, your money the plate but to sink. No, I got tenacity after physics book. Bad dear, city so to chin kuku muri. As a so to chin kuku muri and to bet you chim one berry, I bet I ben quine fufu. You're so tired. You can't compete with colleague our because he spent 3 hours doing physics. You spend 30 minutes reading the book and you're tired and you go to bed. And we are still seeing disparities between, women aspiring to be much more than will blow our minds because of that. I've rubbed shoulders with guys in a civil class, 100 and something. Man, near 14. I've seen that things have improved. More women are being pushed into engineering, science, technology. It makes me so excited. But enough work has to be done. Not enough of it is being done. There's so many women whose lives are being cut short. And Niyama Nipadubetimi achieve is being cut short because of Sankwasi Asemwebi. I don't see the difference between a man 10 fingers and a madia. Me say me papa, me was taught that one also to drink kukumu ye. Me papa etete na kra Newtown. Inti nyese some nice area bi. Me papa was started so Mpaboa no was secondary school in the 9cc form. Yes, that is the fear me kuya me free. Inti nyese over the top rich family biao. I have seen stark poverty and I have seen riches. So guys, I'm being raw and open and vocal here. I'm sharing things about my family that people are going to look at and think, what is wrong with this girl? But I have to say some of these things for some of you to understand the mindset that I have and the reasons why I'm talking about some of the things that I talk about so passionately. Enti missing no fast abusua ni mema mienu emema nsia otimi ka banku wonu a nesi ne niema wonim se ne no aduane odidi wi ahohoro ni plate mu. If you're brought up by a father like this, how can you be any different? How can you be any different? Me mama entimi an wo bema. Me papa and my parents, they don't have a son. The one they had died. But we women were raised to understand and believe in ourselves to know, say, empo can do it better. When you have these kinds of example, how can you be any different? Me, so my grandmother died when my mom was 10. And so my mom had to grow up and mature at 10 and become almost like a mom to when you're raised by a mother like that, what excuse do you have to be any different? Me mami, woko kevas, when we went back to Ghana, because I was born in England. We went to Ghana when I was 5, going on 6. When I went back to Ghana, me mama no wako chirade was St. Louis. Me papa nso chirade. Me papa no ye sojani. And if he wa resign ye near Kumasi no wako chirade wa Tech Campus. Wako chirade. Sister I didn't see you, my darling. How are you? Ladies not better than sons, than 7 sons. Sister, where be sebi? Nana Fori say, I'm doing very well. Just hiding a bit. I see you're doing well, my sister. Bra. Yegusun kakrakra. Nyamia domne mumpaibo. You know? So what excuse did I have as Oba growing up from that background me anyway to not aspire to want to be something better? What excuse did I have? It's man. All the women have been tooled with skill sets to have a mind of your own. Number one, to think and to aspire to be something. It's we were not a rich family here. We all ate the same thing. Tech Campus and yet tonight. That's where I grew up. That is my home. And yet tonight. And I saw a lot of other kids also wanting to aspire to be something, because how can you live in a university campus setting and not want to be anything? It doesn't make sense. You want to go to tech and go to university campus side, and your baby are lecturers quarters in one. Because all we used to see was them having fun, a luta demonstration and all of that. You wanted to see what goes on in there. It's from University Primary School, University JSS, St. Louis Secondary School, Tech Campus, and beyond. Yes, and today the parents have 4 daughters. Each of them has a profession. Sister Aisha say, life. Obasika, please send me a link. It's to shake a table a little. You see, it's the point that I'm trying to make here. And they say, yeah, man. It is about time, man. You best start ABI is too late for you because, Obano, time a tremble one kasa. But come on. You've come to the point where you're having children. How about tooling your children to be, responsible adults? How about that? Me 53 years. Abrewabaga, 53 years. This woman, I think she was 39 or 40. And wawu minu aketwa. This woman went from Adichre, she came back to tech. A postgraduate diploma. 40 years in here. We join a bank. We bank so there at 53, 53. Everywhere is a medi lawyer. That time I met UK, but me see her book. Pe baby grantna. What's it me? With the 6 years, I'll be a lawyer. Kakran. This woman went to law school 4 years. Bam, no way. I feel was me come makola. You see, Timani went to why a lawyer, we won't pay baby. I want to do this thing and I'm going to do it. I have said I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. No cry. What am I saying here? Why am I making all this noise? I didn't know the only limitation I will bet media to is the limit that you impose on your own self. That is the point that I'm making. And that is something that I want you guys and you women to understand. no kre and I make catch on mean to mean chow throw that mean to mean nintro bianchero. If my mom at 53 can go to law school and become a lawyer and ne abrewa boga ubeti wa nam sunyan ubeti wa one crime ubeti wa waha, what excuse do you have as a nipa? I say, sister, I will me the send you why. Sister Adrodo, if you want to jump on, please do. Sister Aisha, me new number, but Sister O, if you can send it to her and you guys want to jump on, just jump on and let's have this conversation. Let us have this conversation. I mean, we're talking about abusive relationships and how people are abusing other people and how this is not fair and this thing shouldn't happen. But no queer woman is here. If the foundation is wrong, how can the building stand? May the sister Eba. Hello, sweetheart.
Hello, sis. Adiasa wo UK, me pamucho mo fancha me meeting my camera so at the moment. May try some kolane for tomorrow morning, so Mr. Mo fancha me. Where them be shaky tables be kakrebi so that if you are a woman listening to us, yes, in as much as your culture, well, life is involving. Emra ekonanim etobra emra ekonanim inti niema bi sesa. And na niema ni bebre, it's human imposed. Eye nipa na de atoto nipa so. Because saa bre ni mu no emu adeyo eye soronko. Ya ba ya dru ba bia niema sesa na niema ni bi wo ho a emwa yen enti oye owofo ba na wo mentality say me shape me baba say de be obetimi akwa awade ehu say de enu aduane no. Guess what? There are some people who are making good money and they don't need to know how to cook. Some men don't need a woman who can cook, but it is what you will bring on the table. It is the part you play, the mortgage you can pay. You have your own real estate. You have something to bring on. When the man job, white collar job is doing or something the man is doing is not going well, you can stand on your 2 feet and hold the family together. Guess what? That is what they are looking for. It is not how you can cook jollof rice or ancient. It is not how you are the best cook. Let me tell you, the best restaurant money can afford. And you know, sa and kaina, ye chira oba said you know aduane no na be man ko akosam nanim fifiri na ono na dis kabeba table so no. That is when an abuse come in, because if the man is frustrated, a lot of our men are frustrated because they were only taught how to work and give the money to other women. Why, just imagine uyo ba na wo akra na wo ye adwuma ana ba kofo na ye adwuma na musika sam eye den frustration e de ba aware mu enya hwe say sometimes the body is tired and you are wondering what is that person sitting down for. Am I here to enslave for the person? And this is where we are, the generation we are in. Listen, ukitachurona Bible say, money answereth all things.
Amen.
Money answereth all things. And guess what? Unless you have qualification before, you cannot sweat for money. Your pen, wajene, ubedidu wa wajene. And to ha and chira will said you bet me I bought a benkwan, delicious a benkwan, because guess what? Some quine don't mind your wife or bar is doing proper benkwan than the one you are teaching your daughter. If you are a for a benkwan and you are now for a benkwan yet. And I wouldn't want for fertility. It would then said ye photo Jamu said yes, no, my friend, we have moved on from that space. I'm not saying so what will be it is wrong, but Emma and no any priority say, Mechrano said yes, so about a market. Mechrano said ye what now won't Fabri Biansha will banner dream. Now will back what who say, sad the by way, you know. One more Omako school, I'm sure Sika. The reason why you have that kind of mindset is because your foundation was from UK and they built you up to be self-confident, relying on yourself, not waiting for help. Say the kind of the way the system extra your ma was school mu and at the school pon in Kuala say extra was said you will live open-minded. Why do you be? Now why didn't we be no let's say oba no wo mu ade te said no a chauvinist ideology say oba ko sukua oba with degree a wo mu ade e yemprasesam and na we have moved. Guess what? We have moved. Enti no o kire obaba edu certain age bi ana wa obaba enkira no said ye ware nko a. Guess what? There's more to marriage. Marriage no kura wanya grace e de na nti mukura wade ne timi gu. Wouldn't mean be I do what ya na etimi gu because we are tete kwa aba na wokofo obi oye krachi ya what ye nyina enya nkwan abenkwan na obeye na esofo ma na ye twan no ana konkonte na na tz de ehuro na woni mu ka no ena ema what ye na gina wu. I am sorry, but it is about time. It is about time somebody tell you this hard truth. And kind of na ya maame no yam papa mo kwa adwuma omnom ye teacherfo on the accountant on the hwan and no vanity fi eba na ho ayefu star and so ni nyina guess what awuraba no ne no wa adwuma mu no no na wo mienu na wa ye mobo ni ye jawo entu be hu am se papa na jai kurasi ni ba no wari obi a oye the spec na mom kira wo baba obenya self esteem obenya nimdie agina ne nanso oba be ma wo ho be ma ni ho owa adwene wo po bi say abrabo no must go on because unim bibi life does not give you what you want. Even when you get the perfect husband ukunu betimi ewu na wo wu how would you stand on your feet? Some of you are Mrs. So and so Mrs. Hwan. Guess what? When Mr. Hwan wu na wa abrabo atwape because you did not plan. Wabrabon is centered on the man. Papa no na wudidi and wabusuafo wudidi e papa na show asokra. Guess what? You still stay. Monim de tia movie wo kwa. Moni confidence aye the movie out no. Because you don't have anything in your hands. You have not bring anything on the marriage table. Make us an no interest say because na no na mintie ye nua baby asem. He's well educated, he's well endowed, he have everything. But when it comes to, do you know why those people are able to move out from the abusive relationship? Because they have something the abuser does not have. So you will continue to stay in abusive relationship till you die. Because you don't know how to move on your own. You don't even know where to start. One, you don't have a profession to stand on your own 2 feet. Two, you have not tasted the world without a man. You live around the man. You think say a trophy. You think say a title. You think you own it. But guess what? What training one ma do one go to school. Now one no now what self-confident no. Sad the bind way. Eye biribi a usuya teacher magina board so nkyere wo na mom the more unima kenkan the more usua de ma wadwene mu bie no we are confident enough to step into the world even with the all uncertainties whether the economy is going on or is going down. You don't care because guess what? Who did you wadwene ho? Because you're confident no. So me white color job adwuma mpo ema me adwuma onim said ye de yensa ye bribi fofra. He's not ashamed. Enye atari a wo hye ne define no. Enye asina aba na wodie. Na mmom owo bribi wo na adwene mu a de wan ko school anche boyfo ejimifo no one wa find so slay queens for no shallow mindedness will cloud your judgment. Why doing in answer me ne abrantia no was pack I nana say kwadwo fodwo ehwan odu wachi kwa yi a and no was 6 pack. Guess what? Bra na wa she fendi and balance yaga no na suro ne form nyina na hye no oni bi da bank kura mpo a bi ba o de beboa but say wo your bank the nesika kan wo your wofo na wo baba. Don't just only teach him how to cook. Because menkasa nchira wo ba de yo na mom there must be a balance. The work no enyi na no nsi bone na ma ne nkwanko ye say woman dear ben. Listen, guess what? The agenda will go on, and the reason why it will go on is that once the woman knows the role he plays onim the wealth no on sakomoti enkwasiasem on so sonsem funo so. And then 3 days, na me share until now, or you reply to me, Mammy be, I am sorry, Muhamuti US, no. Mammy be our new Kunatana 30 years, our America Bonten so. na maame ne kasa mu nyina otu so papa ye manipulative ono anu master so papa eti me bro no na oche na se wo party ase for 30 years ye de dade ahye ne spine mu papa yi bro ye bia na de ahye ne spine mu ya bro no ama ne nsa ensam se ensam na maame ne ka no edu baabi na misu na mikunu so na mikunu hwe bani no bi sam sabana this one is it marriage ana wakoto no ye gusu kasa na with mentality wona anye papa ne na de ne ba burochire oni ne ba burochire nti na aka so mpese obeye biribi ha me aka se ode na banti waja no enti no ni nyina muntie nkwase asem wo mu burochire na de ne ba ye no ni kunu no adwuma mu ye nyina mo timi de ni kunu na busuafo 6 na aba me kunu eboa me mama sie me mama papa nti ai me pese me kunu sie me na me ka wo bitin sister said you obru video no one dey sie wonu mo asem kra kire se papa obru wa ku asi anti na ati asa no osema me obi a wuti aburu kire o sister police ba kra na e be che na me ama sa sister manu moto ye na me bi sa me ho say sa mami uti apart from see ye kire na wade no aburu kire wa be tire nyina wa nsu nyansa bia. And it's a nice, beautiful woman, a hard-working woman. And it's just that the man has played with his mind for 30 years. I wouldn't argue the gross woman way, or here will be to tell him, so listen, you go so ye kanama meneka say, me wa pata, and wo kumasi jumu. Now, what you said, the bottom line is, a japadi or my yabum, untimi nyai, me nyai, and my woman fan, I'm saying, Quasi and Church, Libya, Conadrim. Nyai will be me fabrain so bro actually say our party as we did it sa come you and mass society it is anchi sa culture no ai na okwa my dear wo ye maami pani na wutie yan wo baba wakatro say nuku na abrodo it is better for your child to come home than say your baba friend say wo ba no wawu it is better TMO it is better de bia me kasa asem we. Now it is about time. Me say, Abigail, I know you nyame judge. Now we nyame difo. Now we di men anya himfo anim kwa kon. Bible say na kunu ye jimifo. Etobri bi ogya ne kunu. Nyame entwa ne nkwa na so. Say what trust mu dia na trust wo wade be ma. Onim wo wet a wo ye jimifo a. Na obetimi edi owuo aba wo dan no a. Wo dan na menyi ni se wo soro. And you will not be the first, you will not be the last. A man of food, young crop, where church, and co wadu. Na sabe, me amity, I advocate sep and crofo beware. Now, mum say, ya bro, me maka, I come on my platform so many times, so you're my downfall. Now, me who say, when yachi, me am a reporter. My catching crofo be who say, I'm enough for phobia, so you are free me Facebook. I like it that way because I mean, who say some drew obia sleeveless on quench long sleeves. I'll be inquisitive enough to find out whether minimal beer. Then you could bro now him do ye. Or man, you any bunko to was seen it much because Obani a cocoa or born and hobby beer. Oh my God, me can't run to them with that. Me can't run to them with that. Dan you ne catch us abna me walk way me tiase oba kama all of a sudden ni ti o nya ne hwe afa me tiase nipa you very bubbly all of a sudden I say wakwele say as sister na me ami hu say wasesa da wo catch us abna wo ma mekoto te say akwala wa ye bribi no no wasisi mi tiri mu twade me oba akokọ obo me a me ko ba bia me ka kire wo bi nti no e na wonim di oye afa no obro na chi eto mu no se twade na afa no aye used to enti na de bia madam fit ya ne ya de bia na ne ti ya ne ya what is happening until say doctor e ka say ase mo jeje na wutrim na chese nke di stroke oba ansana wotu nanum tuo ese de ye mini ansana wo kase de ye mini me ka we akire na mo ani aba ho so say they have a lot for there's a whole lot that is going on behind closed doors people don't know in the name of marriage, especially with the people and crofoko form bebrochire Share sister, obi ani ho a owo ho na se wo so gu nanim obeka se wo mpew. Enti se wo your ba na wote se obi awade agu a. Susu ba wo ho ntew because the otinaja ho no, onu nanim se de hyehye ne fa. And obi a wo limit he or she can take. Yeah, can enya man ko na ya abusive. Yeah, can be ma bi wo ho a Akosia Williams madansi ni. The yire no ko anu atwa twese kan se metwa ba ma. Kosi se obro ne ba oba ne bro ne ba ema ne ko suku ena akwala no eka che teacher se ne maami bufu a ne papa kura be pata otimi twese kan wo ne papa so enti mema bebre so bre ye ka ma de no mema ne bi hunu amam no in the name of nkrata nti wote se obi anya nkrata wagya yo ba enya ya de a oba no de ahye no nti onya nkrata no afede ne wagina yie. It is vice versa. And yet a man kwani abusive. A man being so you're very abusive, very calculative. Obi wa wako school. Wouldn't sa branch na ukofa no ni school pon and kwanim and na wakoye I do. And ya friend na you rub it in his face. Na no ya on kakwasia ana aboa. Na mum sad your be ya obema no atete ni hu agu no hu satantan de ro. Sister why na show. Your force to say Kobadu will be a won't go school. There's a whole lot of people I see them just say Sika airtime. Brabby say, Miri abuse me, we are not put to Facebook. Into Yana more comment, nice couple, Misugu me yam. Misugu me yam or Bema and a neck cassa achreme. And a bra ye cassa me, bebre yadu, adiano. Yetrimu yadi ya obi wo kwa demo ye di no won nkwala abrem enti afa na all melt out anger no in a different way obema bi pema pa Osano he was sexually abused enti no say as he's taking revenge and the only way he's taking the revenge is seeing nakedness of so many women. Enti one mad da onim de enti one mad ba one ne bekasa akọ deep no ubehu se na osano ni anti bi abuse no ni anti oye ye de na gya no etimi rob e ma ne ho e de ne si ne so oya akwala no de ne si no maame ne de ne si ne so maame bebrefo oye sa enti ye ka abuse na ye ka about sa niema we hu asem no abusua tie na tie ni yi emma obi mfa hia kakra ehia akokyere kakra ewo wo so no ensese wo ba ema wo ba mpentem se mekowade ana me how to nyina atwa because awade and guess what you need grace to even walk in awade na you make compromises to meet each other and when you are not matured enough to understand that who say ba compromises so much to say he has lose it or herself. No, when you marry you don't lose yourself but rather something adapt to your life. The person come and also wow, Emma Wabrabo Quen on trape Wabrabom because Wabane. When you can't what the money pound trape, and you will trap and the better say, your papa, and now you're there, my papa, baby. Your wadia, we complement each other. That is why, Muki touch on the bam, someone tiasi, Mukine trasa, namoko. Why would Adam and Eve? Adam will see Eve and see now Obeka say, and this is the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. What did Eve do? Diana Adam who Eve and the man cancer. Oh, quite what ye bisa hosa. Se make what I do no. Make what sesame dean, Umubu or would ya watchra within the dead no offer dear what to hoso. Dear way so free. Nantete ya saying, say yes, I was circle and one woman pon junction. I wouldn't na say. Why not no? Ne subain to say, dear Necoso and Agnimu, while what I'm paying, Bribia coso pain, debut. I'm in love. Una Giannoa. I, Bran said a great nade. Una anima wadi or dear wadi young quine. Like Jimmy, papa. Maybe, well, I am sorry, but I'm a bit emotional about this thing. I am a bit emotional because
don't be sorry or yeah, just say it as it is.
Obisa na yere nyaade una ya girlfriend anu aduane no a una ya girlfriend na the restaurant ni o bra ne se na yere no aduane no no enya yie wa na ka kire o se bra no ono a enya yie nti wo na wo ba be no amana ye de and let me tell when baba ho so no wa wutu na yere na o ka so onye papa no no a wontimi nya no One I want to make one was say brabo. Now I born one, now I born two. Some of you, that is why your life started messing about. Young girl, obesho akosuku apewodi no. Who slay and I will slay and I will to wig I won't mentor. Who nyejuma and so wig bear £6,000 is to a £600 is to tissue. For what? £100 nyan sakura new trim. £100 nyan sen new trim. Oko pompe woto. And Nagana will be pumping and to no pumping new for your star. Star for what? For the way. At the end of money star. At the end. At the end. Money me and no money cabro for back over fit is for the and there was any for the and at the end. I'm sorry, but listen, I will fully be what I wouldn't say. Oba at the iPhone Pro, but I want your business be not or the iPhone Befia, be and say onya with him and San Franco. And man, and ma oh here, bebre, I will for bebre wagan or madam your mama too. My money is glorified. I shall work quickly. What a compound now, so back I could talk. Sugar daddy, talk, man. Of course, where we went to me, Miss Abana say, or different. You are wondering why your kids are dying. Over who and will be at 30, will be at 29, where we've gone too soon. Or money ritual, because that is what you want, and they will use your kids. Nothing is for free. There's nothing like free lunches. There's nothing. And you see people who are busy, who have put their head in the book learning, doing what it takes. And society, say, it is the end that justifies the means. It is the end. It's about time. It is about time. Your one son, because listen, a foot will be anywhere since a foot away. A foot will papa be any baby, yes, and the year can imagine. One who said, yeah, papa, yeah, can be any social cake, Jimmy Selno, Nanny Papa 1,000 goes to Ghana for. In fact, I am a hammer. It is this thing that must tell, and no more pet. Ain't he? Abraham Docoswell, a quantiyamo, who a few people to say Sicano and Yabre. Now, when Yabre, wouldn't Majuma come? Do you know the hard work that I've gone in? Ask your parent, ask them. You think it's easy?
It's not.
You think I'll not be surprised? I'll not be surprised. So he's still paying for books or tuition fee or something. You have no idea. Who the answer what Brazilian here? Nasta we are basso, no apambi. Now I basso. Want to book back across a kind personal development. ETSA. DM put a media ye. Me babro 20 years. What value can I add to myself? Now master me crying and I didn't saw Beshemia. But it's all Castana Mame was 45. He was going to law school. So when
53, sister. 53, sister.
53. I'm challengeable thought to say I can do something. What the uncle degree? Yeah, I crop one who say bake, who you baking cry. It mean Emma will graduate to one. Go baby. And she answered the wedding cake and grow for you or home your wedding, or be my wedding cake. Now, who call your wedding and your wedding cake? Once I wake a crack on pennies. Oh, chair, Bema. I am sorry. I am sorry because that is the reason. Well, the moment you are codependent on somebody, no, when such will be a number, your pen over you. The nippon pen over you. The nippon pen, and that is the truth. I just said, will be a bob, Bessia. Well, Jimmy Cra won't to make. Well, Kasaka sent you crowd to menka because guess what? What the neka? Mumubu also about chop money, you mubedi. Paracetamol, Kramo Kota, just order what down. Once uncle for you draw sorry and Sanya amount collections, Cano. But China, do ni promo because he wants to prove to the girlfriend is on the Mosca. And then I knew Kunuka, so I know Mosca with them. Near bedroom, a yasari down no you scam out. It speaks volume, it speaks a whole lot of volumes. Yeah, can. Na yam papa no elders nya ade or ya sorry penny and so no obegina sorry dem yes shira wo wouldn't be antia wo yin ntime man nsa so or show us to buy any the original sorry dem two different things. Two different things, and it's all because you are abusing the woman. And namunti you mistake mama no anano na Abraham catch Sarah say Renam I die na wusu a mention a wusu. Am I not worth more than 7 sons? Debut. Mamma said Debbie, your resilience, your power say I can do all things. Met to me, yet to me, dear, met to me won't. And this is the kind of determination you have to have, even when the odds is against you. Through here, munu wadi kradia munina yet dear is supposed of you. na nyame fa ne hyira ngu so e bi so obra adwuma ho fa bi nka ho e ho nya se me pagya me nan ama obi ahu ma degya mu ansa na wa ma me chop money Debbie, I am sorry, but you young girls, a bedroom baby, no, you look back 10 years. Abrantia now peja will be a name man. Your castle on never cry now ferry. Now ferry. There are a whole bunch of girls. Yeah, one call me school, no, and there was school platforms to be brain to maintenance because or shall you a man than a tare war, and then the position war, baby and Yamini that baby drew. The school platform for custom you who send on a boyfriend, Yasumesia, Namo ferry. And this goes for everybody. Everybody listening to us, and some stupid man be mayor basabasa. But the man who see her, nobody will be count on swabba.
Sister, before you go, no, asemo akofa we nyina baaye no, any sa abusive relationship. Me sure said this week, ma mienu ya ko omo. Barbara Tommy dear baaye kan wie. But me who also say a lot of us women don't want to use our 10 fingers to be productive people. We want to continue to be reliant on a member. Sister, then our kafa.
Self-reliance, not the way our culture has shaped women in our society. One will say, "Enka na ye papa mu wuntem." And let me tell you the reason why. Papa nisi sosa abrantia, the way that man was also groomed was on a bema, on a was a juma. It is such chauvinistic idea. No, that is where it came from. Because he's the man, he controls everything. Then guess what? Emra waji abushia responsibility ne on one kasa fie ne wo faase fo nyina de abo ne boso. Obo se papa no on check. Tama ne mma befefe po ana bedu se ne mma befefe. Amananya etene breso abano na yen papa no mo no omawu. And guess what? Now it's changed. 20th century. They've realized say adentina e was set ni kunuwu obra me ankasa nso betimi de mensa aye adwuma na ya tena se ache na ya mienu atimi ahwe ye mayi. If you say ya wahu and me started by say make say eniema asesa na eniema asesa no sa na was society ne culture nso no menkasa culture enye na emom no eniema bi won na wo ye culture no mu a na amoa yen me ame no wo kasa me papa si so no oye kwoni abrantie nti adihye ni tirim ohwe ne nua ma emma ewia ansa no abehwe ne ma munti awrahusam yi o me papa ti me de no wo fa ase be enan enum eba abrochire ne ma wa abrochire mu bia ni wa me papa na de omo baaye. Because at the time and a mother sister no bubro. Guess what killed my father so early? Ne wa fa ase ba ko a me papa ton na japade e de ne ko ne wa fa ase ba ko kra de on fa ne kan ko fitin shop and wo de ko ma connection mine o ton ma connection mine de ko abrochire sa brantie no eduru abrochire no obi ante ne nka da time I attend and can only be ordered by those times. Now you record it, the message book cassette. So, guess what? Let me tell you what is on the cassette. I offer me to one chain and I'm a 2 idea pint, my brother iron and my brother tower. Yeah, would be a garret. After selling my dad's car, no offer as you. A dear rough custom and a 2-way. 50 sad done, my papa says, audio. No, my father was not a father again. Because guess what? He has invested all his strength. Or your cornea brand here. Ain't you all free? Kowa bank na abebo brano. Ay, uso we amount to me back or boy jantra bra, or monem crofo krumu ko na ya diaba, ya the not to make papa so ye sikakra aban and some. And guess what? Wafa ma bebre, ni ya mana na do on for ba. Ain't you know, or the obra with girlfriends and the baba no man so na abe show. Aye. Never penny ban hosono. Nani nua ma no emma abegu abrochire abefa wo ma. Abe abrochire. O ma ye dua mo ba abrochire ne bia befa mo nua no ko. Obi ahuru nyansa se me fa me wo fa yi baba ko po abe abrochire. Na senya ba se yi adom nyame na agye ye mu bidom. Enna yen ye ya adwene se ye besua de. Me de bia me ka me guso ka. Many I think until me papa fear because me papa was a different ball game. And then as you can you feel, me fear is different from the life I am living now. But guess what? When I miss me mentor be not that is the kind of kind of home, ideal home. Me call school kakran. The kind of ideal home I want to have. And me almost see many so. And papa neso who say me ba wo mu fie a me hwe wo. Na me nhyira saa enkrofo no. And they made me. Papa ne mentor me. Oh, who said that bribi wo me mu. And then nyina who me was social media na me ye or catch her and man say I knew there was something in that girl. I knew if he had had somebody to push her, she would have gone farther than this. Na papa ne ka satan na minim, but because he was championing me on when everybody was saying William Peninsula, the man said no, there is something burning in that girl. But until somebody sees it and tap into it and nurture that thing, he used to use that word. And that time now I was so young. Guess what? I went into the dictionary and I look at nurturing, and it's stuck in my head. After me kofi wa said ye omotnas ya omudidi said ye can ukofi ona ye can stand by for the news yen kasa time GBC stand by for the news now if you when you come so for the next 15 or 20 minutes news, you know, everybody have to be quiet and listen, and I gain something out of it. Ebina enumre ye ka kira wo no eniama asesa wonim. So woba ewo abusive relationship one. There's so much sign. Oba fie na or complaining, oba na or complaining. Ansa no bi bete na no aka bibia kire wo no. It means that the thing has gone on for a while. Akoso enye your born ba ko ape no ba ye. Enye your born answer those people before mbeti your man waka no. Na akoso ache baby adru no amen no. And you must be sensitive, equip yourself, be knowledgeable enough. Say you will be of help. But unsend piano ko emma. Wahu say oba na we sa pushing the ko oba na we pushing the ko afi oni ani that's what. And then if I no abuse no so enya power say wo ko ye kra ya san de waba. And the more you people pushing back to the abuser, the more na abuse no escalate. Guess what? Oba na le software the neck back into osan call back. I won't say you are abusing where minimum into the statistics as afe no the belt no belt ni mu na afe ya start piano na afe ya the bottle wono na ya chikosua na ya timi tamaduane ya hyehye ne ato agu so all those things. And I am begging you guys, Mr. So besa begin to start a self-confidence. Because guess what? So when you who near a negative, obi bano be can some kakrebi anama one more. But so oba was very high confidence. Menkasa obey arrogant too. But there's a difference between the two. This is where Ghanaians will miss it. A Colabius is a very confident person. Then you say, we are gathered and I will move near started target. Some of us, it only took the grace of God that omen to me and do me alive because now we have kettled our mind. I was lucky to get somebody to mentor me. So what I say, now you get all your gonna. It made me what was they say, baby, and you are what can't say boom bem. Because when him say, I can't be at them, I know muma baby, I've been here drew. I'm Yanam Tomediani. Obi can asem said, yeah, would family home does not add any economical value to my worth, you know. And kind of na, ebia will be can because say one yano said your pie be your combat deal. And no crap will yet me but try. Yet me yamu come because who young to might is all right. We were able to even stand on our grounds. We were punished for it. Sometimes we go to bed without food. And no po yet to me I survive it. How much more? What computer or laptop and say or tablet wouldn't me. Now what opinion about me will change who I am. Debut, I am sorry. I am sorry. It is not pride, it is confidence. And not a lot of Ghanaians cannot exercise it. And no now who will be a wako school or intimidate who or baby or Jim who dear. There may be a 1 year hundi, one co school papa, or who will be to say Sika, he cannot approach her, or be approaching a cry, or then an take a cry because Sika one agony, or to be can agony, a yana, a yawa agony, so you too know. I'm enough of who behind can say, guess what? And you won't come and what to. I have an opinion. If I have to share it, I will share it. I will know when to speak, when to be quiet sometimes, and make silence speak for me. When to be quiet, when not to. It's in your opinion na over what me hono and sister you don't add any value to my life. So we start with that adwene no ehye mo mama tirim eno no ye ntro gu book bia mu eni creed bia eni but eye enema wo de hye wo mamu e wo nkwala abrem. Guess what? Anopa obe eko school go and conquer the world. I know you'll be great. I know you will be kan sama kese gu ba so. Kan sama kese a wo ba na dwele ho a onim se wo bia mpena sama kura obefia or your queen on his own. Kika sa something no ankwashia refrafu bi ono watwe ne trousers asha ne to. Na wo ba be damage wo ba no wa ye na no tekrema de de kakra de fa ba no ho na ba run the dross debi you. Who started? Well, you work on the mind of your child. So when it goes to this wicked world, or who the difference between the lies, those yeah can win now. So what's what ya obe what's what ya no. And what's what can him or ya bonny what's what can one ye bribi ye what's what ye and treat you baba and say or ye slave to obey man now or baba man no wofi hono. So baba ma bet me the then ye go back masa. Ye catch and train the bear ma dear will be back there you. What to tell basa sister you are in for disaster. Obano, say no, ma obabema edidi wi a wontu twire ne chansi mu dabi wo kwa amane nchikoshia mafie ofuo ni mane prapra fie ho wokọ wade a wo hu se na gere ye slave enye se me po obi amane simi ne menti na me kope girlfriend ana me ko ware na emom se me ware a me pe life partner ohu ne saa ebeboa no obaba no nso enya ho kire wo maame no so na wo ma hwe. This one goes to Yenyanuma, more continent. At 16, maybe more I started the woman, a man crofon crata and crata enti, Quakuji enti, said the Abaya and the Bannon crata and a Saban festival. Enti, I will for you one the Banny D16, no, I started a planet, to your Shadaya party. Ye me came, what continent the Musamman one. Me mention what that. But in some way, the Bamanim and the Musica Samnon to quay see what I will for one terminal, and I'm a man who saw near Mano Montam. I collect the 60 anni party. She be where the 18 was I call any Pia push chair, be some side into ya. Party now will for us a for a reason. I said, my banner is right. My banner is right. And that is the reason why you people do the party. Into this 16 corner, Koshia Brantie Bia Kumasiano Bia, and I said, you'll be our no, Wopper Bibia son idea, so we only are starting in a mobile and Auntie Obana Pesame Wanano, or the Ancrata, nobody Mr. Crana, I will phobia when you brag ye. You could see Kumasadine, you could see Clandine, near 20,000 year the Abanama Wadi. Enti awadieno akwala no kran said him what is getting his or herself involved and ankwala because they were sexually early being among sexual relationship muntamuntino ono so pentam ade no ho afiri sa awade na wakom no ho e de krata na kwade obi foforo. So by the brema at the 18 19 they don't have any academical certificate bi agu. Only he's born German born, okita German passport. But apart from that, no, on shutdown, need to say the UK a 16-year-old, only she cry, maybe our college kakra, or yeah, you maybe kakra, and now say, baby, na obi, I was so no what continent. I'm one challenging me said the American meboa. Their kids are 16, they don't have any school calico, just I want to grant school system, na say. Now, my mama tinya bua wo mano in choosing subjects. On tiasie. When you see by I have plead a lot of times. I will for shut. Brakura sabe kasa no kura betiasie. Now, my tinya bua wo bano. Ama wo ba etunya informed decision when is choosing career wise. No wonder. Obi eye kera kra was me your nurse. Or your kera. Okita German passport, Italian passport, one passport. What me akwa no ye kera. And so be anakwala no. And you're very intelligent. Very intelligent. Very intelligent. Mu bebre mama mama abrabo atwape. Obi wo Italy, ne baba man numade, on ne papa nyina ye adwuma wo factory. And you think it's all right. It is not all right. Why nya wo ba no any service? They could have done better. They could have done well. But because of papa no, ignorant choices, and our parents, ignorant choices, I said we make us work because mo money bebre ya di mo ho yaw. Wouldn't be mo man mo nko. One omo now for one maame ne one papa mo. Enya disuadi hunu. Etimi a shift ye eba baby to say UK US omo ma enya profession no and nessa one who omo e social media they feel said their parents have disappointed them. That is why they don't respect you anymore. That is why they don't want to. One who says Oba was 70 18 now on the he's angry with you because ne papa kra say kwakuji enti or friend uncle. Ne papa kra to baby na dress that baby and you the father you are sitting somewhere you want to come. We can know about ube ya uspelele no aba now you want to control. There be enti na mo man na mo kono. That is why they are fighting with you. As you are listening, so people will take PB. Now you listen and listen well. I mean, it's not say but we are criticizing you. Now we need but me come and show. Now and I won't be went to me and to there's one lady. My uncle suku, but I'm doing everything in my willpower because me shawoni amamansia. Me call do sameba ebeyesa. And as I'm telling you, I share me video last year in October, January, Waba UK as a son in Menina. And I have real life testimony. Me and some sister Penny on any ma two. I'm a man send me dancing 2 years ago or packet on any Menina eba kromuha. And the daughter is doing very well. Winning the banner school platforms who are Germany, they be all corner. And Uncle Bibi Sana say, or ye then all can your pese or ye. And now baby your ba yeah, baby do be say, what? Oh no, say yes. I'm going to be a pediatrician, and this is the course I'm doing. Which will say when you structure compared to Tamano, and so Tamano now, yeah, home economics. Oh, said, yeah, ben, damn it, and I'm so what? And when the ginger, my sister, and the mom sister by no no my step brother back on a map for 4 boys. 4 boys, almost about 5 years ago. And then my brother to me catch him say, sister, why am I as I look back, now my self-confidence as at now. It is good I moved. Because guess what? Ne Italy for the PS no, the manager na ho say. Or also back on the bar was secondary school, my brother no, the bar was secondary school or them say year 4 or something. Or share how articulate the son is compared to how timid they was when they came here. Which means vast difference. I want a minimum. Or who vast difference when a minimum. And what? It is education that has made the difference. Apart from say to have good careers, also having choices. Say young awo for the young ya be bribia traso ama ye mano enya. Enti sika ye can sa abusive relationship is because of codependence relationship. And ye bibi aminya wo ho bako is not okay with it. For that matter, no, the other one bursting out its anger, no, it will end up say I will abuse you. Abuse you. Say I can be a medidu. Say I fear na make me show a show. Because that is the only way I'll have my way, my revenge on you. And I be brain so no. Baby, baby, I will free. That is what he knows. He doesn't know anything different. Of course, that hotel and sabo bar and the baby who say he's in control. There be my brother. Oh yeah, Bema, what told Sabibra, you need to visit the psychiatric hospital. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. I agree with the prophet Udru on this one. You are sick. Pastor Fonka Adejumo say you are sick in the head and you need a psychiatric evaluation. And yes, when you go into details, you realize say the man have some kind of deficiency, something has gone wrong in his childhood, in his nurturing, and that thing is coming out. A man being so no ya sister we yare. Also yare. Yeni di atem se bema kwasia na wasa akoda ho so ne wonna wo ye kwasia te se bema na wo se ne kwasia na bra na wo mpɛ no amane enko bobo degree ne hwan PhD na enko fa fisherman ba na afi emetna no come so because o kwa achimota o ko Wesley girls o ko hwan I know I have my reason why saying that those Ghanaian society sika me careful any to form and maybe a course St. Louis in fancy pem hwan. Listen, sister, Uba broche no one say waka wrong meat. When me sa bra na se. Bra na dress fine boy our party na one na twem plan na wade no wade you na say san for kura wanyi. And yeah, now and when they start losing it is when they've got two kids. And the bro for crying, and what an action plan who say I know about that with him. You know, because you are desperate to marry. It's one fair now where we need go and was a gatra crying and not cham can be banner ye count the mentality of 4 months if I don't call now for food. My sister. I don't know. Charlotte Odro, some you cannot leave that man. No, you cannot leave him. You cannot leave him. Many papa, because this thing we have been talking about it, talking, but it looks as if say people are not actually this kind of things that will they don't even listen. And they money know. And only the handful who will benefit, and never benefit. And who sikana when you brain, you have no idea the work that has gone through. Juma, me am no kase. Me nipa baako, ananuska. Me kwa juma, me a full-time job. My sign ako uni online. Nan saying school, you kono online. Meanwhile, homeschooling, I'm a man who will fear. Bisam say, how do I do it? It is a sacrifice and price I have to pay. And for that reason, nipa sa no time I do ko party no afi na me me assessment ana me me work ana me bua me ma won project work ni ade ana time a o hwe se me kunu bebo afekuo no enye se ye mpa nipa ana se ye nko nipam ana there's time for everything. Say was ade no kra me ko kakra bi anu aba because there were other things to also do. When you have that balance, sabre ye mra ye sacrifice e ma niema bi na ma mra wa ye mra you can enjoy the fruit of your labor. Edru emra eniema enkoyi you enjoy your fruit of your labor. Say ya anya ne sa ye nkwakra wa brem ye mre wa brem ye mobo okwa ebimu okwa Ghana na say wuhia mre wani bia wuhia no kra na watch out me say ni swata no sukwa yire no because he has wasted years which he could have done better with his kids. He has wasted years that he could have used it to do something better. May it not be said that about us, but rather, and now ye kasa asemi ubenya reformation bi no aye niema differently. Obaye niema soronko na aboa wankasa ene odachi. Na me nshiramo.
Sister, you see, the thing that you've just spoken about, so because I couldn't have said it better than you just did. With all the stuff that I've told you guys about, and sister, my betina baby, profession na me one, any baby I'm and in the mwebra was our time way because and near master. They say COVID actually and say BBI your computer engineering fine. But I'm saying this so that women learn say you are not in a static situation. It's a moving, evolving situation. It is an evolving situation. With all these credentials and everything that I've told you guys about, baby, I'm saying, yes, engineering, that is not what is going these days. And yeah, no, as I say, market, employment market, and yeah, no, as I say, those are not the things that are going. Me pese me didi. Me metna ho me kasa na me de me raba. Me am engineer. I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to acquire any new skills. At this wiki, I say slow be. You guys are not seeing me as much as you do. They say all of a sudden my schedule has changed because now me per course be relevant. Until within this last week, I started cybersecurity course. I don't know the next thing about cybersecurity, but you know what? I have a deal and I know some mehunu. And 40 years, I am going back to school and I am learning cybersecurity at 40.
Guess what? I'm happy for you. I am happy for you. I am happy for you because just last week, and me name kuno edin kobo bi na me say, papa unim bibi. Me dey say sa computer yi. Se man hwe yi ankwala ne bedwane agya because na no ayi bi a me huhu ye no. Se man ahead of the game. Me kuno is okay or no to me maneuver ne ade but me who say ye baba no secondary school no. Hey, no ho otro. No ho otro ni niema bi a me nim. Se manye ntem ankoye ahead of her. Ebedru baby no obe outweight me. Niema bebrebe pharmacy I would not know. And guess what? I start thinking of cyber security in a year weekend. I started enjoying what I can do to also be one step ahead of her. And I major it's okay. Cyber security. Me say wow, because you know what? Even if I want to do business now, say e-commerce, everything is becoming electronically. Business now, how do I learn something that somebody can pay me online, blah blah blah, all those nonsense? I need to. And tonight I broach and can say, man, go school, and yet and copy and degree as some. And you need your whatever power who buying a being for was to say raptor. And only here, yeah, and one drink conchin say, I just a mania degree, PhD, you are who are dear to me. Now add value to you. Ain't it? You can't wait. Now would you know? Guess what? There will come a time. So robotics and cleaning jobs near the idea. How can you operate it? So you are one step ahead of your so then in Sankwa and the bay cleaning because guess what? Robots never be still need human beings to operate it. If you have that ideology, you are then say you say, but who are me operating robots? You are better off.
Sister Omeku, Asama Wuken, some of them can't even write their names. Or call banka ko yisi kakra. This and the back can it will be musika do account mu. And a throw
social media what made ni part did ye coba and the any who crabba. It was just last 2 years I'm trying to say ye yiska or bank.
You
me said ye yiska or bank and 2 years old. Na saa nipa wei o ma ho kwan na se wo bedi watam na wo so so abisa ho se wo ye hwan nti odi atam na wo kohwa wo ye hwan. I am asking you, this one is just something I am just telling you for free. And you know, apart from say udin kura won hutro yi na okita American passport, okita hwan passport yi say will be ede wo kura wo identity kura ye bibi kura you don't even know how to look for it. What will be man so obi wo ha said ye your friend is saying what kind of sample sister Aisha Boame said ye credit check kura wonim e will be man so you don't know. Last 2 weeks awarifuo bi anameka o masem oni ni kunu na ti o papa na tinyaje loan ne store cars ni ade be 40,000 pounds ma me no enim. The woman didn't know. Guess what? Papa na ko Ghana COVID buy a lockdown be a buy a first one no I ko kan papa na share ho be 6 months nti em say online or je cars then store cars ni ade no nti this time no mo tro na wo mu nya no so nti me ma online often as he goes. So the letters after na letters ni be fie ho na kasa ni nyamu ntokwa ne nyama asisi nti no ti letter ba ko ba as about what was senye se ma me no ebie so on time and ko ti fie ho e na debt collectors abesesa ni dem nyama ne man ba ko kura ebi kura baaye omo be sister PlayStation ne ma ayi ni ade no say bo anyame ya papa ne say o ye timi trace who computer ko de I can verify say computer yes if ya no de ye and sa na ma me no ani ba ne ho so. You have sat there, the same house, you would at the store cards, credit cards, and you didn't see it. And it's all because you have buried your head in the sand. Some of you, muti abroche, will be a chinchimunsa, or boyfriend be an answer, or money papa, a chinchimunsa. Ama, would bebre, the entire bebre to me, I man, and even who been a make a charaono. What was Germany, in Italy, France, one, or what could you do loans? And papa ne kase wo kokoro man nko so if you hold there that is when he will force the man to pay. Papa ne kwa aye ne ka. Enti no ye abuse no not ho. Ye abuse no na ote ho. Sa na asɛm no teɛ. Asɛm na ye ka no ne fa de ba nyina ebi how eno no. Ebi agege ejimo sakɔtɔ.
Sister
30,000 dem.
Sister Aisha bisa o senti say no sa sika no sa 40,000 no hwan na betua.
Oh, 40,000. Me no ka se kura wade na gigya. Papa no se ka ne dɔɔso. Wo mo agyaye seesei. Papa no onim baabi otewa yes wa kwotena Ghana asan come back to Ghana nti oje ode ayi awraba no edin age alone 20,000 so ode koye den wo Ghana so ode koye den obi nim and waje store cars ode bia toto machines nti baabi ode nsa ne ma ni nyina kura no wo ma me no one benefit but anka wudi modia anka we ntimi mfa ho na no da antimi mfa ho na no da. When to me found none of that identity theft, but guess what? Because I am abreast with time, and cost one 5,000 and no obi and I do my identity. Yes, by the time I realized no, 550 guess what? I learned it. Mishiai. Usi wunshia, uveji kweku. Near the work statistics. Sikana the Edema, now that you would agree to pray that down. Umu bebre ti aban dem a bebre na no na ye about benefit na asem no maami bi se mawura asem na waka no apem me papa e ba broche sika afa me nsem se na minnim de niam a minnim na neyi a wo kan ye se wo kita 15,000 10,000 kura betumi ato mortgage a ankenye se mete aban edem mu area mete no mempe now so guess what ope aban dem mu de ade ope enye de ma de omo pe no mo de ma. And I'm saying yes. 15,000, what made 20,000 ko Ghana. Kusi danya. Ukura won't mean them. Aqua Ghana where the ice and 6 weeks. 6 weeks could also. UK for to cost 6 weeks in Twaso. Unless the whole year and what pilot or annual leave a boom. It is our dime kuntaina who's our manos wa woman a brochure, say fear no more penno. Why na wood in a bro? Why na wood in a bro? O mother achina warren says yan. You can't ye bi mu say, but guess what? Me hwe me ma, e ma me ba ye engineer te sesika. Me ba e be ye obi ye nipa titiru bi a. E dan no means me ba no beto ama me. Me ba no e beto ama me. Me ankasa me pension, me pile be 2 years na me ni a. Me kita dwetire kusu kuwa sika ne da me nsem a. Me baby beka say, "Mom, I've saved about 50,000. Let's buy an holiday home." Oka we ya nipa nti ase wo hwe wo money ya a dance year is easy the obi 20 years 15 years besi no wo the 5 years 2 years 3 years e be yes ade no and it is about time you people listen. Mr. Life is involving and your mess sa e dan no so dan ho bi because yes an enchen no wa take ideology na wo dikita no o chauvinist dad na o raise wo no said you chire o ye chire o said ye to be map no na nso nim said ye wa beto wa bra abopo. May once you said you slap yourself and say, I am good and I am for signs and wonders. I am me for I am good enough for myself. Then try so be able praise me. Me na me timi ya nkwan na me am ebo me ho nsam na ne. Me kuno ti me stress I will say abram liku and am say me ntwan one kanfo a me kura me nim say me ma de yo enchiri twa mu kura no ana mudi wo fi ha na me keka nkasa me di hye wo wa adwene wo amwa hu say me jimi hudi. I am not waiting for your accolades or praises. Me am me jimi hudi. So what you say?
I couldn't have said it better. This is something. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. This guy won't in BB. Besa na ochi besa mi enseni. Because I also used to think that, oh, a mad dear, and it is true. Yeah, statistics, a man, yes, we go through a lot. But say man so far because
of course
in this last 1 month, and sister, I want to share the story because I was seeing Gumi when I heard the story. I said, Ghana ni ba be mama pa. Obetina kura mi tiswi bi. Na wokwa wari mu no. One o wari ho wari broni. Na wari broni no. Anche no mo wo ye na chire na oba no we yare ye saa de no aya mpenika no bi enti oba no yare tie bebre na the beauty of what I heard was that Papa Beme, Ghana ni Bema. How many Ghanaian men do you guys know who would do a thing like that? It's an sister for 8 good years. And say, Mammy, e will fie, yes, what the nakoto baby, mammy, tifie, or mobile so ye baby. And a papa inquine breadwinner called by a drummer me no befia. Baby dry ne yere. Baby pepa ne yere home. Wabenwa aduane atete ahye ne yere anum afidi ne ba kosi so oba no okọ ne kra chi vie be se mienu ani. When I heard that story, it brought tears to my eyes, tears of sorrow say koba ne sa, but also tears of joy say I can hear that sort of a thing can go on in 2021 in yen society. I was very excited to hear that because abrofo nem pepi no yet so mo ye niema bi say, but minim say you kromu mema ne nso bi wo ho no mo a wo madwin watimi bi ado to that level.
Antiska, you know one young man nyame onshua no papa, but it takes a few good men to do that. Let me tell you, so worry me kromu Ghana ni ba and na branti and yes anke ye kromu Ghana for na be kachre no kachre mi krum be man say wajimi oni munyansa ye nyesa tauban oyire ne kwa Ghana and na hwan I bet you I can swear on my life say uncle wari Ghana niya anka the story will be different. Ask me why. Because I sort of work the outside influence, the culture barriers and someone crofo beka unim or wari Brunino side of sa no mo ye omo. So everybody will support the man to support his wife. When you come to our side, Jajimi no, dear ben, minimobia, Ghana ni bema, and yere, and ya stroke. Na obano ne ma bema and krata, no cabas. Ne yirinya stroke no na Ghana phone bia. Ekeka, first na brand ye, or young kakra crobi and so on because of worry sister, no me frope, no ma worry. Bomunye white wedding. Omoye white wedding and 3 years and I sit an stroke. Oma wo baba ko pe na bra ne wo ba and I sit an so wo ba. Tombe worry ye no and omo ba ko e ka ho awo na chi and onya stroke. Brai I saw don ye nyina ye nkakra akra be support ye ete ya ne said akro ba ko. Bra na tam na yire no ekọ Ghana say okwaji abibiduro ama na yire o yes awie no block ya manifu a yenya na eboa no ma na hwe na yire ni nyina eni afi na odi oba afoforo ba ne fie ho efie na wo ba na okọ ware ne dia no onya na wade o wode na akoto Ghana e na oni oba afoforo hye ho enye ye kuno mu Ghana ni asem ni ye ken enso de o wade broni Ghana fo ma na wade broni a one ne ko shop ya no kita trolley enso so wade ni kuro mu ni ba Ghana ni a na ne yire pia trolley na ne nsegu ne ho eye mema krona and it is sad wo be wade kuro mu ni ba de a wo pesa wo kire sa wo ka cha so oba ne bere enso ko wade broni a wow do bottom sika eye shopping ye bedu fi a wasan atwe because we are making me de be am continent for so me from day one me bible chire me ko shopping anu ehun say emma no be ma ni pia trolley one day me kuru ko shopping am se be ma na yi ya be kuru mu e wosi ehua de ya brofo ni ye no won se be ma no me wi afi kura na me kura trolley na me kai se me kuru nsa gu no ho anu me trolley na ma no adentia wontime fa nsa hu nante me hu betumi apia basi ye de ane aye ni yie ye de ya enya sika na me ni si but I'm teaching her something me sent na ma me kuna hua so what you say the American say ye wo yenya ye ti obi man so no say ye sua de ane asua ni yie o wontime fa de wo pe wo sua de ane wo sua ni yie. And then I'm worried foreigners now. Your attitudes and your behaviors are different. But when you come to marry Ukro Munini Dia, you want to treat that person bad. That ideology and mentality, I don't get it. I don't get it. But tonight, I salute that man. Nyami Ensrao, for the fact to say what that already actually. And I know, Bibia say, Nana Meka, and I make a chemical say. Now me catch me crew me man say, I believe that I have made myself well known to you guys. Madam Fubiaka baby. And selection of clothes. There's a near my ye debate na any yeni yomuni atiate. And na yiri ni kunuka so me yiri pewe na me yiri pewe. And the man was spot on. He was spot on. Or your madam for a close friend of mine. And the near my papa no share yes me yiri pewe. I was just seeing say, does he know his wife that well? And I can stand here and say there are some men like that. A man may be to say, ye can. I would be wafa who pe do because you know what? Sa be man, yan chira no so funny plate is sinking. Amani mi aba metutrimu. Na ni fie to sa kro ba brochire no was fear bibi, and we decided to say he wants to change the narrative. He wants to change the narrative. Mama the listen, or baby anyone if you are you want to be treated as a king, treat the woman as a queen. The moment you do that, respect is a reciprocal thing. Try respecting the woman will do everything for you. Make uka we ya na me man person mo kire say e wo oba ne wo so be bumi ansa. There be oba no na ni die se wo fata wo biara. The one mobile share me dynamics in interview no. Me can't say me kunu etikoso me kunu etikoso obi anim no. No that form. You know why? Because district am woman no. Obi anim se me nkwa na me frɛ me kunu sa. Me ka ye pe na resonate with Diana adwene mu. Adentia because what sister yes obi se ni kunu etikoso obi anim. Na onim ni pako. E Friday no hu say ye me. And yes, I am confident ene sika me ko COVID a vaccine no be fie pe and I'm so me nsa na in fact me worry ye no asem me hoya me basa kaka me nhya dan nyare ba an say o nyare so tia for kind me buy na beda o me ka de hye nyame de anuonyam say I have not left a finger 11 o'clock me buy ya me say me hoya me basa e wo me fie ha I left a finger and say my bet na ha my phone ya me huru manum you and so no guess what I have eaten twice you I've eaten I've snacked in between you and no I've not left a finger me ma wan you me nye will be ashe. Guess what? A mutual respect between me and my husband. It does not make him inferior. Or the idea ne bremia meniji wom na me danase na me kanfono. Onim se meni so ate ya waya maya manono. And my husband will not demand service from me because me yenso amana efimakumem. Yen demand respect. But rather, no, only ya obey towards me, you know, and my respect for that man is very high. Guess what? Ever since I down for came, we could say I have to live every day as if there's no tomorrow. That is how, and the be a minimum live one day at a time. Ya putimu, ya titimu, whatever life throws at us, we are living one day at a time because guess what? Tomorrow is not guaranteed.
No,
it's not guaranteed. I don't want to die before you write a whole lot of neologies.
She was my princess. She was my world. She was my everything.
Make my relationship with you now count. And in hear me. Manen count it and praying at the yomu aye yono manen count it. And in hear me. And you want to yen my respect, yen it while I'm alive. Me wuna me wukwa. The noise now more yen mente. Yen mu ma konta me the more yene. Let every day of your life. Wow. Let us be intentional. I don't know. Early last year, more baby, let us be intentional about the people around us, friends, family around us. Be intentional about them. Know the role they play in your life, and accord them with every respect they deserve. Because you know what? Nipa yadu na yenyenenam. Nipa yede na yenyenenam. I mean, onshiramo.
Abusia, that same way, dear. To be honest with you, I don't know what else I can add to what my sister has said. She knew what made me a cancer subium. I am still digesting some of the things that have been spoken about here, guys. It's just amazing. That is all I can say. Enti nsɛm no a meka maka na kwa akwesi a me nua ba abeso so ama ye de awi asɛm yi a yɛka na wie. And we'll continue to have these conversations and then they say mesi kuruwa bɛn ɛna wo wodi susu ho. How do you see yourself? What value do you place upon yourself? Sister wo mreku a onyankopɔn wonhyira wo na ɔnyɛ wo kɛseɛ. Akoma so abisadeɛ bi a me nua ba wo bia no onyame wɔnhwɛ no wɔnyɛ ma wo. Adum ninti. Amen. Abusua me bisa wo mesi kuruwa bɛn ɛna wo wodi susu wo ankasa ho. Sɛnea wo ho no. That is exactly how other people are going to treat you. You treat yourself right, other people will learn to respect your standards and your boundaries and treat you that exact same way. Sister Awomreku a send you no ankasa wo bu ne ho na wo treat ne ho no. Ni kunu ba ye wa be ho se sister ye mfa fofo le bia mfa nye no. It's I better understand and accept this woman for who she is. To compliment me and make me the person that I want to be. And therefore, she is having the fantastic marriage. What can one say? Brad Charles say, I've listened carefully to the program, but Madame Rekua, some men are very grateful and respectful. Minya bane can't say no Brad Charles say, Brad Chris. Minya ban one can say meme nyinatisa. Wasi mema ni binumu tisa. Enti no nya mema nyina asem ne ye ken. Ye kan papa fa mema ni bi ho. Se wo ye ni ye a ye bekanfo. But if you're not doing it well too, we still got to talk about it too. But at the end of the day no asem no fa pem ni nyina ne the root no asem no a me pese me kan nyina ne say. Because it is the way you carry yourself. Any boni ni dia wo ma ho. Eno no obi nso hweso no ode abetiti usa. If you see yourself as nothing, if you don't see yourself as an active participant, who contribute effectively to a relationship, now the autumn, why a desperate, pobi, a man a bekan home, no worry dear. And yes, I also will be a bit treatable. And you can't blame the guy for treating you like that because one casano wouldn't be born in the amount. Me say, there may be answer more could I come who said that because Miss see our woman, he's never hit me before and he never will. It is a me papa wa breme who has some nim fifre, a me school fees, a gusu tia bibesine, elmo me da. How is somebody's other human being, another product? Wababa boom me queer. Ewa sasi we ya tisu so. Never gonna happen. Why? Because me wo boni ni dia ma me ho kuruwa me dia si dia susu mi ankasa me ho any pedestal a me de me ho asiso. Pem se mabusuafo me ni me se any me nuanom any family ni nyina no. Wo nipa no a wo ba no eso so check ne ho ansa na wo beba awaba. And this has nothing to do with education and everything to do with bema where you're enlightened and not dream emu abie. Nyansa ewo ni tirim. No hunu ne say, sister, why am so boafo? Why am so kaya? Misi mi nuaba no wakasa wakansem bebre. It is still beginning to digest. That's it. Wo hona we don't say freezer muna your hands are still thawing. That is how I'm feeling. And as some na mi nuaba ne kan ye no misi mi ntimi can be in sound so. Yes, I na me kasa ne ya ye tin and I'm just repeating myself. Crew are bang. And I would do susu one kasao. That is the crux and the emphasis or I am trying to make here this afternoon. Crew abeng. Miniano ma crew abeng. Miniano mema. Crew abeng. And I would do susu. We are bema na ubu. Now who know they say I'm valuable. I am independent. When you bo me send a no see me yeah. What business do you have abusing women? But it is when you come from a home that is dysfunctional If ya yantete se bema oba ya wo se soboafo esese wonya buo ni nidie ma oba ensese wo bo oba da esese wonya like be sensible. That is when you think that you have to exert your authority by hitting a woman. You have to show your a friend is saying ego no cratchy powers by beating women. That is a one kasan. We a small human being. In your mind, you don't see yourself as amounting to much. So who say we will be our somebody who is adding value. You don't need to hit a woman to feel good about yourself. You don't need to do that. Me 44 years. Me papa fan and someone say, it will never happen. Never happen. 44 years of marriage. They're still married after 44 years. Still thriving marriage. Ni nyinaa yɛ buo ne nidi a wɔn ho. Aware no nso so nya de da form saa. People think that this marriage is so beautiful. You're not going to have a good marriage and relationship when you don't have the mindset to say the things that you have to keep on doing to keep the marriage going. Sister Omriku akanse bi wasi wani ni kunu ba krum ha muhu seni abrofo ne ya emmetri trolley na be ma oba ni gina ne nchen woni ne kuro. She tried to educate the husband to begin to do things in that same manner. And these are some of the things we're talking about. Until things evolve, things are changing. Then biana would be kahon. Na mo se senya maybe be free would be kahon. That is what keeps a relationship sustained. That is what makes a marriage successful. And no nema wari any economy movie who say, minyasen ma wari be sister Omi kwani ni kunu die. Minyasen ma wari be sister Aisha ni kunu die. Minyasen ma wari be sister Jodo wani ni kunu die. Anansa amama nsen ni kunu. Send ma wari ni city ni nyina ye adwuma. E family enu ni nyina obi aya ne dia wo dan who say improvement. It is not one-sided. And yes, what bank one is what you say. And Wobani yena bema no so ye. Ubia dan everybody is renewing their minds, seeing some of the toxic things that they need to take out of their own lives and bring in new things that are going to foster good and better relationships. Marriage in a manual biya na ho. Manual e biya dan ho aye Bible. And unkwane manual. That is the manual for life. Ubie na wo kinkanya. Ask for the spirit of understanding and discernment. And begin to understand the deeper meaning behind a Niamane good Bible. And your storybook. Your storybook. Awari no ne kwan wari. Nti ne so kwa wari ebisa. Sister Aisha say marriage is like a game of chess, except the board is flowing water. The pieces are made of smoke, and no move you make will have any effect on the outcome. Asam na mi nua ba na kam. Inti manual bia na ho se with the 3 years esa o fin si say na kunu si ansa na matumi aya na ye no. It is an evolving situation. Na nipa no kura mo call marriage ni mo send na me tia in my 20s no. Say na I'm 40 no. Big changes about. I know I'm still beautiful, but I'm still beautiful in my 40s. But it's not what I was in my 20s though. That was a different me. Inti me sesa. Bema no so bi a wo ba no na afro papa bi na eso ni ti sese ni tiri ho apa. And we're still going through those changes, and life is still evolving. That is life. Just how.
Yes, Antiska, there's one last thing I want to one last table I want to shake before I want to leave this platform. Manintiento awarefo say anyonko papa ena afei so obia enim de odeba aware na epono so a sebe yen namukura esesa
Good.
Said ye be ya edru baabi na mapomudin kura entumi bribia. Mikunu can sense it quicker. Sometimes non-verbal communication. Se wukunu nimuwa Eniema bi wo ho a won se de etimi ka say obi wo ho a wote enibo ase se unim nipa na eho hia se meka cho sade we baabi ekọ ne nkoyie mame me di we betwa mu na mo bi aba nani aba ne ho so se awade na wuti mu no eti apopa enkomodie papapa eye adwuma afi onyame dopa nso eye adwuma na ye considerate towards each other. She yesi ni pen treating ni nyonko se de o treating ni padua e kire se wo ye me biribi e wo se wo te se na se ade na be ye me ye wo se wo a wo ye made ni hu se ade ye me yere ya asem bi wo ho a abadefo eba ye ntem a ye wo nipa mu kura na me kunu aka biribi ana wo bia ye biribi na mani nye ho a se de me ye mani mu ana me ye biribi no me kunu be hu se komo ye de be bi etwa fa kono enko yi etor bi wo ya na menti ase se obetimi gu na yire ana ne kura ni mu asepoto na me bisa se so they don't have non-verbal communication between them ana no ma hu se be bi ekeka kwei tempers are coming, we need to cut it. Omu hunu ana. Me nyina ha nka se aware eye hanky dory eye sa tra sa keke. Esene tekre makura wako. Ma me fa nhye wadwene mu se me a make asa kire we nye de bia nyina na me wo happy mood mu. But me kunu eye sensitive to me say when no hu se me mood is swing bi ba ana bi ba when se bibi nkoyi and he pause salvage it quickly. The same applies to me. You will be why we are too selfish. Everything is about me, without not considering the other party. Mama yenyai, oh yeah, just sad divine way. This one, I'm not being selective here, but my main control said the baby who said the you are the only male child, or you are the only female, and I say, oh yeah, daddy's pet. Ukunu anya wo papa. Wo yire anya wo ma, anya wo yire first born, anya wo, you are not being married to babysit. Wo yire is not coming to babysit you. So ko ware sa ankrofo ni bia. E to de bi wo ho ya na adwuma wo won. Ni panitiri mu ye ne de. Or your daddy's girl. Sa ne ma nyina etwa se wo ko wade be ma, wo se be ma ne hu say I just say, oh, assess who ye and I be my corner assessing who ye, and who say I can carry that burden because I'm no ejuma woman who treating a she me. I did not have, even though say I have a father, no, menyasa father and daughter relationship, no. And like I said, mutie me kase mua, somebody mentored me. I miss ya niemani bi biho. Enti se me so na me worry no wo hwemu a I will look for a father figure or be mo ba be worry me person or act as a papa e ma me sa na me dotie ni senti no me de oda me hu me kunu so me bote se meja. That is the way I would treat my husband. So my husband reciprocate and who say it was some me drum me yire to set me baba it was some me drum me yire say me baba penia. He needs attention. Me ye bibi a me yiri hia me full attention. Say bi a bibi na me yiri na me kan was say me ye attention tie na. We will have some things that we have to deal with. You come ya sitting in the more fit. Enti say ye choose life partners. Ye kan about say ye ma unim bibi a nipa be ye nyina gina foundation o. So when your foundation is right, it will affect everything you do in life.
Correct. No, correct.
And na adie no so Che obakwasia na woka say meni adwen sakra ebi wo ho na your foundation nye but yenyi na ye koye nim ne esesa ne me be like Sika was saying enye bibia na ye pepepe me ye gya kokumba sembehia wo bi a wo ye dadaba na man step up me game hu say omo ye omade sei e wo se mesua nipa ne kakra wo se nipa ne susua me kakra na otemase de enti a me ye ne bi ananu fie da na meka se memi wo hoi enye se minimum no na mo na amu ojolof age se hye en hye na hye no asekere wo ho minim de enti a wo sa me hye no se me kunu antemase me kunu come from a home emu no ye no an sesa ase hye yetimi no ajolof ahye kakra bi light one bi me no jollof na age hye bi sase adentia ba bia me free no se anhye na menya bi ni And now because Asiano Nana me dear, ne ya me amitime tome mokraje yeshe. Ubefa oba te se me na me kunu amfa nyame mu nyansa ne me antena. Okotena bonte o me yire do no aduane age yeshe. Nti wo yo ba agi me fuo bi aye pe wo ope wo de asoso na ade so a wo na anim jollof no a. Obefa jollof ho de afa ho de adi free. Guess what? Nyame mu ahyi nti nso ne ebegya awade ewu. Ebia o ka de aba be du keke sister. Me ken na obema bi a na adwe mu ye hare. Etime ka se me yire kura ni mu rewre nkwan na anu asem bi a me ne obi kan se sister me perere nkwan pa so me yire ni mu ye nti sister bi no de ba adwuma mi kodi nso a enam se bra uti abro so de rewre nkwan ye den when ni rewre nkwan ya na ye den. And their problem started by say odi ewraba bi aduane wo fie e wo adwuma mu enti obeba no no wa men enti no matter aduane na sister na no ano wahu say ofiri akurase no be abro tire enti sister ne toton ayi mankani na wo fufuto na ode base ye didi ahyem se ye didi ahyem no wadi enti oba na yire na aduane na waye no a wa set ni table no he doesn't even know how to sit on the table with ne mano oba ni di kind nkwala ni be abro tire enti odidi wo dining table so there be bra no Africa na aba but TV ho na aduane ne si ne sere so na aduane na gu carpet so sister ne koka e na omume sister ne sasem a me kan ye bribi e wo se da ne ntokwa. And this goes to people who bring people from Ghana. Let me be real here. And sadly we are botame, but they be a many platform be a wasameka. Ukofo be free Ghana bed said the wakofo be uti krokesti no akofo be free krasiaba. So we need teachable spirit. Also our bano who need teachable spirit aye intimate na. Enti from day one then ba ye no subani ni yobi wo hwa obeye wo time. Yehwe TV na sister yi kasa. Yehwe TV na bra yi kasa. Enso na bia watena brochira chenti unum say yehwe TV a ye ka bribi a you want to be attentive ana bribi wa ho ne ye different watena brochira cha ho ne ye different. Sister, upu wani gu sa na ema nyina so with your PhD ko fa bra bi ote Ghana e ba sa wo be ware na wade ni enyina. Ajo ba form to bra na level. Ajo all those say nyina wo strepo. Aha na asem ne wo no. Sister na strepo sa na ema ni nyina na bra ni bedi ni so a. Na sister ni nyame amemu a ebeka so omu ade. Na mo a muhia mema mo pretend ya me ehun se me na me yoba papa. Sister, for how long can you put on the art? Be free to be yourself. Me no kura ba akupe o. Me no kura ba akupe. Me wo hwe me di ankasa dia wo mreku a. Wo mreku na na wo Facebook ha. Me nim sa wo mreku na me de. Me nim draw fa anye hwe. E na me nsuro me ni boni bia nso wo social media. Enti me wo hwe yi me nko pretend ne nko se eyi fake account bi enti e medidi sika atem. Enyi hu e moa me enti be nye so Ghana for ye niema basa. Sister ne be pretend ya me ahye ne kawa. E hye ne kawa wi sister ne say I have arrived. Bra no so won twe ma wu. Eja ko kumba no o ye car wash no be fa o free Ghana. O ma won fa wo legon degree no ma me 16 no. Let us be real here. Let us be real with ourselves. Dinukrama wankasa ho. It is one dangerous thing to lie to people, but to lie to yourself is another ball game. Where escalate ade no. Oh dada wa uni pedua. It is a dangerous thing. I am obia me a very opinionated person. Me come adwene. And no let's say me mu ade there be. But me come adwene very respectfully. Me ni di watam. Eya ma adwene na me kire. Enti me ka no e wo say me so me di nyansa to asem na me ka no ho. Na manipa na wo tie masem no. Wa wo betumi aka kire bi so kwase a wo hu se o nka kwase a. But asem na wo be ka no okoda dwene ho a na ono hu se madi nkwase asem. That is the difference between the or what nimdie wade na or ye ne ho. Moma yemfa nimdie ene yen kurum yen spouse mo ntena. Because be maybe so born home on them eye di onim na wo ye. Na mum said the wo ye no it is not even good enough. Fa nyame mu nyansa ene wo kunu ne nkasa. Enya afa na abeka say anti adwa mansa wo hu said the oye ne de no. Ade a memma chiri kura se wo di obi be compare no. Ene no wa bri ni pakuni kuru. But you can say the same thing. Be na ade no ka ye ni same ani anka mepe. Ye kena me de enemu asem ebetwa mu se. Etobu okra na baby a pese wo kunu so kora no na onim said ye o pese one wo da no nya saa na wone wo da na mom e wo kwan a obefa so a wo beka no na mabema na nkofele say onim de wo ye wa mu na bonfia because the movement self doubt be mu pe na ade no e wo mu an okan sebufun bi a wo ka kire na bo se be ma no ensore mu bebre nya ho na nya okunu akono na mom nsemfun bi a wo ka kire wo kunu no amma wo kunu ho nya wo kunu akono bi. And to some of you, obi obetna manimu a obi say answer that na ultimu say the man is sexually frustrated and also oba is sexual kasa bebrebe na ekọ ipa ne kasa 1 2 3 ultimu say we are sexual frustration na man kasa say you no ma shede bisa when was your last time awade for mutifie o abrojire for awade o when was the last time anu kunu da was be 3 months ago me say na say awade na egu 3 months ago onye so watu kwan mu nyina mu wode sodofo mu wo krodua ne so mo te dem 3 months untumi fa na ne how senya se ubekom utie we anu kasa tie we anu kasa we anya social media ne ex boyfriend bi ni di nkomo nkakra akra nti satisfied be man so hwepo no nkakra akra he's okay bra for the fact say onkoda ho na wo hwepo no wabo adwaman ne dada sister wa ankasa wo masturbate no wabo adwaman ne dada wabo adwaman ne dada what to move from bra na text message no ntimi fa phone nto ho ma wukunu ntimi fa wo phone no adwaman no what to. Let's be real. Mu bi wa ho awade na gu na so said the American no ejapade ne ani brebre aha na me simi nua ma ne mu bi se edan na yesi no ma ne nko na nya wasomdue na nyame ne hire nipa nyame ane hire nipa awade no timu se siniti ase na mom ajapade a odi ne na mabre sister wa bre ntu ubewu na dan ni si ho. But guess what? Utimi tu anamon da ututu anamon yi de o say de nketechire ne entatemoa edi no utimi restore na afia dey ebia nkwala miensa mienu yi wo ma wani kọ won ho na wahu de unim ne say wo ma me na ya abuse no nkwala na ehwe we it affects them. Affecting nkwala no will end up marrying the type of husband you are living with now one person will be giant because that is the only father figure they've known. That is the kind of the only relationship they have known. Have you not realized that people complain about the same thing, they end up doing the very same thing. They end up doing the same thing. Nurturing. I am pleading with Ghanaians. Ushe sister ya ni kunu ayo hini ya kunu ya. For 20 something years, sister na mfe fi ama wade no ho. Afia obedi hinin no di fi ebeka wade. Na se wabosom kura so di fi aba beka wade nya abosom na ne sister ni bedi. Emu oye wo, emu oya. Umu bi wo ya na asem no eya homete. Whilst the man is adding value to his life, what are you doing as a woman or as a man so that sa inconvenience is yima? Because so ka even say abrabo na mfia ye nnamu kura safa because what don saka me ha metwe me ho wo yesi ametwe me ho enti enkat atenka wo se unya ewo me ho na mum so when my mind is free, there's a difference between sex and love making. So when we are having sex, it's different. No emotional attachment. I just say, yeah, na me ye bikeke. And no na a 2-2-4 man or nitema biya or ninkati biya ma. Na momu say ye di or drank kasadia me jam in home na ma and I allow you to take me to my very core. Me who wear that may use to my what the American say. But say when I'm making love to you, they are me jam me pem enemy whom na ma. When I'm having sex, I'm just doing it for doing sake. Maybe for fairness, some obligatory things be. But when I'm making love, that is the difference. And couples that are in love are different with couples that are just ramping each other. The sloppy seconds, 2 minutes, we done, we go. I don't show any affection. And just say, but when I'm making love, it's 2 different things. Let us try making love rather than having sex, because that is where the trouble is. When I am making love to you, I'm able to let go of everything. you are dependable enough for me to let my when I'm so rigid, you are trying to even penetrate, it's not going. Pause and ask, are you okay? Some of you don't even, you do like some of you don't know whether Akwan is enjoying. If you social diet, he wants you to be precary and go. Oh yes. Ye guswa ye ke moma yen kasa no kura na nkyira ye ho ye ho. Kasa no kura na nkyira ye ho ye ho. Because sika nsam ni ha o, nsam ha. Na nsam ni bi wo ha uti ati mi say wade e uti mu say wade e na gu. Egu sister, egu. Yeah, but mama yanka unya do some pempenso na pause. And some of you need a break from each other so that you value the relationship you people have. It is true, in our community we don't want to talk about separation. Or sofo onka on nenkoka na mukobo mu aka se sofo kra ne kan se debi. Mudru baby na mu say bibia ni ho me ya ye nipa ne fe. Bibia ni ho, I've done everything in my willpower. If it's not working, give yourself a break. So unless you have your own money, because guess what? Obi wo hwa ni break ya. Ade e wo se oye asobe ma no no wajaye. Aha. Emotional intelligence as someone sister me feel say me who sister adwa odo oba social media waka about emotional intelligence Ghana fo bebre ni bi. I am sorry to say it. Because Ghana fo na waye bribi wa fom ne yire di abufuo ko inse se be ma no betena se assess ne ho na wajai every na kwambo ne so ama ne yire age ne back no emu no asa akofa girlfriend ni obi asa awo na wa compound issue no na afia wade na gu. Guess what? Ne yire no otimi kofa obi a wawo 3 na no ante na asem ya me kwa akoken sister ya wo 5 na wo sister na wawo 5 na wo te ho na ne kunu akofa obi a wawo 2 na ne ma wajai won hwa na emu owure wako fence wongo for ba o sin upo na ebia uhu ade acheche owure se ebia o oba ne sin wonti e no akofa jomba akofa no kra ye west sin wode no na oba ko asa mess up in life amano na afia sofu ya san ba begina ho emu oya I mean ye keka about emotional intelligence agwadwe ne betumi agu. You can be a bad husband, but you are a good father. I tell people a lot of times, like, listen, your uncle can be a bad husband, but he's a good uncle. He's a good a brother. He's a good that, but it's not a good husband. The husband role you couldn't play. So you know so you think say it's all right, Debbie, and you okay? He's playing an uncle role, but when it comes to be or you're commitment phobic. Something that we do for a very long term. Maybe to say, when your bema figure beer, when we send a paper, you at the table, so all the time. Ain't or your commitment phobic. Minimum beer, papa beer, neba, eba university, and yes, so Nisiko Wuska. Now, you catch and send the best school fees here 9,000. It's not like he cannot afford it. He can, but paying 9,000 for conservative 3 years, he also owned to me. Guess what? He's able to buy a 100,000 car, but he couldn't pay 9,000 3 times for a own son. University. How shameful can this be? Sani papa or your commitment phobic. Okay. Then find the sabroach lady and I want to mean to Ghana dear. Ne baba ko Ghana you saw no so university. The thought and the fact that the mama university beat his mind. Why? Because one ne kasa sa shallow minded man ni one ne kasa e mama de so wa no aboka o na wa se crash obi ko ware na kosesa ne din sa adwene no ko ware sa be ma ne bia na nyame anya wadom ama wo ba no ni nsa no adwuma beboa wo ba ama wo ba ko school. That is when your daughter's education ends. And no be asem na na ye ken. But wo ba no wo dwetire et school na se de ye ken wo de bi born to ma no a wo ware be ma bi o ye shallow mindedness crap wa wonim said ye de nsa ye adwuma ema ye ma besua de wo school pon eno na wo ba kwaje ne certificate da wo be hye ne rope no what to say I did not be my mother. And neya, but UK Mother's Day, Crawford and Nam mammy grave. Now what the flowers air to her. One Bobo mammy mudin the one mammy pictures a custom because the woman has labored. My dear fathers, na Eli, ma. Nanso, otumi adi obi ba ehye ne yam. Emma osofu Eli, atete Samuel. Where are the Elis of life? Be an Eli to your son or somebody, your sister's son. Some of you, you might not have a son. And as a kolebi ko na wasiso ewa sorry ho baby our community mu ho. You can mentor the child. Be an Eli to that boy. A mother is a single mother. And yet, na branch frustration, a young man can discuss with a single mother. But you go to church with them, and you could see the mother is struggling, raising a young man up. As a man in this platform, take some young man in your wings and mentor him. What your ba, what to say, Antisika, and now Okasa, a kolebi faro. Fano, to say Elizabeth. Mary, say, Menyam, now, what does not make sense to the world. Aqualane be teenage pregnancy be. Neniato, a sorry, ana community who na no more to train or Aqualane petre kwalabone, same be koso, mema, same be koso. Take that child in your wings and your biological kid, but take that child in your wings and begin to mentor that child. Aqualane fero kasa wuti. I had a major to Ghana for before say. Ade no betumi aya nka utimi ye you enye time obi abefa wo ba mentor no na wo jealousy beba na wo ba be wa adwen se na ada kire se mintimenti te wo ba sa nkura asesem no wo bi wo ho a enya de a wo ba beti you because papa na ne hye dem ho no na ama wo ba na ye saa no ma ho kwan na ayi emakuo pani bi ana sister bi a wo ba ne fere no ekeka ne ho kɔ no ho a stop reading things into things which are not there. Stop reading things into something which is not there. Ebia obano, Sister Aisha no fereno. Otimiko Sister Aisha, praise God. Sister Aisha said, dear Nekoso, how can I help my daughter? I know she likes you. Talk to her for me. Talk to her. Unya opportunity going into people's life. I don't abuse it because that is the only way I bet you so you. Ebia, emreti see me. Yamin shram.
Oh. This is just a dynamite. Bomb blast pa na sister Omirikua wadi abreyene ebusia. I've just got to let this be just where it is. Asem na ya kanchire and we all need to go away and sit away and simmer on it. Let asem no enwura ye no pemuni ya dwinimu. Ni adwine mumye and begin to see things for what they really are. I just want to end this video by saying to us women, say me si kuruwa noa esese udi susu wan kasa wo ho eye kuruwa ben e na udi susu wo ho so we oba say we bema. And number 2, we all have a destiny to fulfill at the end of the day. Marriage yemfa nko heaven ayonko fa ye de tena asase so ye no no yemfa nko heaven kodi adanse enko jeje yen wo ho aware ni heaven. It's in Ibisao say as an individual, what is your worth? Saying a one kasa ubu hufa. Saying a one kasa ubu hufa no sande nipa no a wo ba wa brabo mu wo ba bebu. And if you value yourself and what you have and who you are and know who you are no one tina ho mo bia me fa fofole me ye by heart bia o. Nkofo ka say kuya sika de when ye de eti obi antimi nya obasabasa there be nya ni ye den ntira nya no ntira. It is just because I know who I am. I don't need anybody to reaffirm that to me. No. Minim nipa ban ya me ye. Enti abro betra heaven. Obi besisi mi sum. Obi de belt be bu me mekuya. Seba ye ode. Messi a wo me Messi. Then someone say, "Nka me need that pem se ne ba." And so the values that have been taught as an infant, no, eno na me de anyini. Sad desperation no a boy your community mu ama bebre aye so desperate say chinchina china ma ankofa bi sa ye jame ho no ye no ene mu de mo kokwa sa tibia we mu. Know who you are, value yourself. Na nipa no a wo ba life no ono nso nya buo ene ni die mfa mo. Abusuafo medam nyina ase. Mumwa me na sister Omriku ase because she has just been amazing. I couldn't have said it better than she did. Aye, Eresi, sister Aisha, Ajwa Odo. Oh my God, you women. I just don't know how to thank you guys enough. You are amazing. I hope that all of you guys are gonna take things away from this and if I come and begin to effect change where change is necessary. At the end of the day, just for saying sake. No, that's not the point of all of this. Education is for the people that are being educated to actually sit down and take stock. Think about this thing that is being said and see how you can make changes to one kasawa brabo. Yes, Adiana, 3 hours, 2 hours here, then it's just rubbish. A time you're wasting for nothing. But I want to believe that at least there's 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 people here who have seen this video or watching this video that are going to sit down and begin to effect changes in your society. And it starts from you as an individual. It will feel anyone kasan wa brabo no senya wo pesa wo bonifa. And that is why some of us are still inspired and motivated to continue to talk about these issues. Abusua mesrɛ yo eniema besesa wa ye redie mu eniema besesa wa yen society ne ye community ne mu a ne nyina agina ne yen ankasa ne ye ho. That is what is going to cause the real change to take place. Nti abusuafo, I will plead with you. Share this video. Sister Aisha, can share the video. Let other people your video. I could see her constantly talking about this thing. Share the video. But there are people on your platform, people on your pages that need to hear inspirational, motivational, and educative say. So-called women empowerment and trying to see a it's becoming too much on social media. Especially those of us who say we're educated and we're professionals and we want to help communities. What do we see? We are faced and attacked by other people who feel threatened by our very existence. That is something that I just don't simply understand. That I can't be myself and tell you guys who I am because of Nipameye. I've learned a lot from Sister Omrekua. Sister Aisha. We weren't brought up the same way. Different upbringing, different lives. And but I pick from here, I pick from there, I pick from here. Because rare kakra wom. Pepper kakra wom, we wom, spice we wom, midi we aka may you weigh free. And that is how life should be. It takes different strokes and different kinds of people to make the world interesting and the world go round. And Tionia, stop sitting on this defensive position and thinking that I know it all, I don't need this person, and this person is beneath me, I don't need to listen to her. We it's sister Ikrano. After all, she's not a mom. What does she know about parenting? I don't know anything. I don't need to be, physically have a kid to know what it takes to be a parent. I've seen my parents parent me, and I've seen my siblings parent their children too, based on what they know. You don't have to do it to know it, but you have to accept it when you're ignorant at something. Namayen tu fubia with the betu to dream. Sister, I won't require me of a kind. So while firm one bebianoa. If you haven't learned anything from what this lady is saying, she's saying to you, say, as a parent, you need to tool your kids, to be valuable human beings. Contribute productively. to community. No? Me, that is what I heard. I don't know what you heard, but let us make change, something that we actually do. It was something of domestic violence. Yeah, can. We keep talking. Nothing changes. Intino, Mr. Remo. I am your friend is saying, me a back penny preocupe. I don't know if I can be your mom, because if I am because I'm your mommy as a baby. But anyway, I love you, sweetheart. I love you so much. And I'm so proud of you. Keep on fighting. And let's push this community forward together forever. Why? Oh, Sister Joel, I miss you, my love. As I say, you didn't come in. I will contact you and we'll have a chat. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. And Mrs. Share video, follow the page, subscribe to Sika Educate, so on Facebook, YouTube, no will be so soon famwa baby, Miss Remo Busia. Onyame won shroud. Now what cheer a dear anything that you have as your heart desire from hard work, Onyame won share so and make it a huge, massive success. Everything that you do should be a massive success for you in whatever area you find yourself, or discipline of life. We'll find it. I love you. Mwah! God bless you and have a fantastic week.
Sika Educate. Yeah, on Facebook, YouTube, and Insta. Sika Educate. Yeah, Cassava, Abum, our real name. Sika Educate. Or don't come up, run, who are true. Sika Educate. Unyani baby, Sika Educate. Ain't like you page, I am vibe. But more than YouTube, subscribe it. Sika Educate is the name. All our man source and the campo. Inspiration, motivation, Wapomuden education. Wafranada, Wanitia, or don't come or Ekusika deba. Wafranada, Bema, Jai, or don't come or Ekusika. Sika Educate. Yeah, on Facebook, YouTube, and Insta. Sika Educate. Yeah, Cassava, Abum, our real name.